you? Okay, yes. So good morning all, and we will normally start our class by 8:10 for sure. So request other people, all of you, to just join in by that time. Uh, okay. So just to highlight and represent, this will be the this is more of the agenda for today's. I just shared my screen, so I think you will be able to see in a minute or two. This will be the agenda for today's training. We will go through the intro of Spider. We will go through the intro of Jupyter, and we will get to know how to install modules in our Python 3. That is also one thing I want to clarify. So, talking about Python, there are two versions of Python which are available, Python 2 and Python 3. So, we will be working on Python 3. Python 2 was used earlier, like 2 to 3 years back, but now Python 3 is the latest and the standard version which most of the organizations and people are using. So we are using Python 3. Python, and there are multiple series in Python 3 too. So earlier it was Python 2, and the latest version was up to 2.7. With 3, we have version from 3.1, 3.2 till 3.8. 3.9 is the latest one which is being released now. So installing packages in Python 3. So I will be like covering these, installing using pip-panda, using GitHub, using Anaconda website, and you can say it will be more of third-party packages. This is more of the agenda for today's training session. We will be covering, focusing on these 3 points. So, I think most of you have installed Anaconda, and were able to load Spider. So I'm just sharing my screen to let you know how to load Spider. We discussed it in the yesterday's class, but I will make you go more. Um, sure, Raghuram, I can just add in the point here in the agenda that intro to Google Colab 2. That will be after. So I have updated the agenda, and this is the agenda for today's meeting. Yeah, I'm sharing with everyone. We will try to cover these points, uh, but like if we are not able to cover, then we will cover in the next class. So focus will be on that you all are able to understand that thing, all the methods and all. So yeah, so yeah, we can write spider. It's the method to run spider. So here, click on the spider. Your spider application will run. It will take some time to run. Yeah, so it has started in the taskbar. So this is more of the spider UI. Then in the after this we will go with the Jupyter UI. So if I talk about spider UI, actually Yeah, environment if I talk about, so all the Python code will remain same everywhere. The main difference is the UI interface which you get. So Spider actually provides you a lot of other many benefits which like Jupyter does not provide, and Jupyter has its own advantage as compared to Spider. So we will discuss those points too, the advantage of Spider and all, and the advantage of Jupyter too. So if I talk about this one, so we will move one by one. So this is the editor part. You will write your code here, and in most of the cases, you will get this autofill operation, and you can write the code here. In order to run the code, what you need to do is there are three methods to run this code. Either you can press F5. Okay, I'll just cover two only because otherwise the third one is more confusing to you. So write the code here like print hi, or I can say print hello world, and just select it. Or you don't have to select it in the first method. In this method, you will be using the key F5. So the F5 key will actually execute it, or you're gonna click on this one. So it will run the file, and if I run it, so you got the output here. So this is the kernel part where you got the output. Now there is one more thing. For example, this particular thing will run the complete script. Just let me show you. So if I copy this one, this is the hello world. So if I run this one, if I click on F5, if you click on F5, if you click on this play button, it will execute, it will run everything. Yeah. Um, just give me a second. I'm just sharing the screen. Okay, we have a question, so I will try to address the questions also one by one. Yeah. So, Risha, the question is mostly use Jupyter or Spider. So the uses of Jupyter and Spider depends upon you. You are comfortable with which UI or interface or environment. I mostly use Spider for the development part, and like, see, the main reason is like Jupyter. When I will cover that part, you will get to know what is the main benefit of Jupyter and Spider. So it totally depends upon you with which you are comfortable, and as the syntax remain the same, so it is more of your choice. But the thing is, Spider actually provides quite interactive interface. So most of the people I think use Spider while performing the development work, and Jupyter while they want to like save some notes regarding the codes and all, like when they want that the output should be seen in a single go. So I think that you will get to know when we will be covering both the things. uh, it is more with the suitability of the person who is performing the coding. So when I was running it, so this is the Python code, this is the editor, this is the kernel, we call it a kernel or the console. So in this place you need to write the code, in this place you will get the output. When you click on the play button or the F5, your these much hello world is printed. So this is the method by which you can run the complete script. The other method is, just for example, if you don't want to run the all hello world, if you don't want to run the complete Python script, just select how much you want to run and press F9. So it will be so there is one more thing. For some of you, F9 will not work directly. You need to press the function key. So what is the function key? Uh, at the lowest row of your keyboard, uh, at the left side of your space bar, the longest key. on your keyboard, the lowest. At side of it, I think it is mostly the third key. Your third key, and so left of spacebar is the Alt, Alt, then is the window key, and then is the Fn key. So you have a key name Fn. You need to press that and then press F9. So it will actually so F9 key is used to run a partial script, that is part of a script, and so it is more, F9 is mostly used in the testing phase. So when you're developing the code and you want to check that the bits and pieces are working fine, then you will use the F9. Else if you want to run the complete code, you will use F5. Uh, Suggestions are given by both Spider and Jupyter, Rishabh. That is more of an autofill operation. I would request one thing from you all, that don't use autofill while performing coding at present. The reason is because autofill, okay, like the suggestions too. Don't try to use them, because in that you will get a habit of using it, and during the interview, like the coding interview, those are disabled normally. So, for example, when you're using autofill operation during the training phase, you, because you need to learn about libraries, so about their locations. For example, you need to import an algorithm. You need to know, okay, if I talk about uh, like random forest, so you from it will be more from sklearn dot trees import random forest. The spelling is quite different. R is capital, F is capital. If you'll use autocomplete, it will automatically complete those things, and so you will not focus on the spellings and all. So I request you that don't get into the habit of auto completion actually in at the current learning phase, because it will be not helpful in the interview, because normally you give the test on a paper or sometime on a text file, txt file, or on the hacker rank or the other, you can say, websites, and on that auto completion is disabled, so you will be hampered there then. So
Okay,
this is
Gurdeep,
the
I got it.
execution
Got
part.
your point.
We
And
can run, so we normally run the script using two methods, F5 or F9. F5 will run the complete script. F9 is used to run the partial script. So whichever you want to run, like for example, if I want to run two lines, I will press function
Gurdeep,
and F9. Only two particular lines will be run. So this
I
is
have
the
a
editor
question.
part. Here you need to write the code, and this is the kernel part. So I will go with the familiarity of
Hello.
each and every menu operation one by one. So this is file. By this you can create a new file. For example, this is one of the Python script. If I want to create a new file, I will click on this new file. So untitled2 is the new file which is being created. Or what I can do is I can click here also. So you, by this also new files are created. File 3, untitled file 3, file 4. Yeah. So this one is the file 2. And if you want to close the file, for example, I created a new file. If you want to close it, you simply have to go it here and you can close the tab. It is quite easy to use. This is the new file. If you want to open an existing file, so you can click here and you can just select where the file is and you can open it from there. Open last close, so if you, it is more similar to your Google Chrome operation. So if you want to open a close tab, you can do Control Shift T, it will open that. These are more of the recent files which are being you which you have used. So for you can say it is quite easy to use, like easy to open the closed files. You can save the code. For example, always remember one thing: when you have a star here, it shows that things are not saved. For example, this is not present, this is entitled 0. You haven't made any changes, but I write something, you get a star. Whereas if I show my other codes, uh, for example, these are the codes, these are being saved, so there is no star. Star represent that some things are being not saved and you need to save it. So in order to save it, what you can do is Control S, and so what you need to do is press Control S, and you can save it wherever you want by the name. There is one main difference, so it will be Python file which you need to select. So by default it will be py. There is one important thing which I want to mention. Spider has .py format, Jupyter Spot .ipynb format, and these will be quite different. So all the files which will be created by Spider will be .py. That is the main thing. Uh, so let me just show you. Okay, I will just show you that one too. So we will just go back to files. So this is a new file you can create. You can open files from here, or open last closed, open recent, so you can browse the recent one. If you click on the save, it will again open. So either you can press Control S, or you can go to file and click on the save. So it is quite similar. This is a shortcut for it. Save all. So actually it will save uh, all the codes which are being open and which are not saved. So it will save all and save as. So okay. So whenever you want to, so Control Shift S. So for example, normally it is used for the first go. In this case, you need to perform a save as operation. Save as means when you will click on the save as, it will open the location, okay, where you want to save the file. Save as is normally done in the first time, uh, or you can, that operation can also be performed using save Control and S. So this is done the first time, where you will specify the location, specify the file name which you want to use for referring to the file for future use. And after that you can do simply save Control S. That is simple. It is similar to like your MS Word file. If you're using MS Excel file, so you have to open a new MS X Word file, and you write in something, you write in your notes, and you save it first. So you do a save as, and you specify the location where you want to save it. And after that, like whenever you make a modification, you just simply press Control S, Control S. That is thing, you're just saving it up. So save as is providing location to the file, and right, providing name to the file. And Control S, simple save, is like the changes which you have made to the pre-saved file, they will also be saved. You can, it is more of a undo operation which is present. Print, so you can print your codes from here. You whether you want to close this particular present file which is being opened, or you want to close all. And it will actually be more of a file switcher, so you can just switch between the files. And these are the symbols. So file switcher means it will actually provide you the option, okay, which file you want to open. You can search in the file. So these all files are which are being opened here. So these are the two which I have opened now, which I have created now. These are the ones which are pre-existing open. And so that is actually quite great. So you can open huge amount of files in a single go in Spider, and it is quite easy to like just switch between them, if you see, or quite easy to switch. Whereas this easiness of switching is not available in Jupyter. Okay, do anyone of you have any doubt till now? Okay, always try to give suggestion. Okay, if you want to find the shortcuts in Spider, Rishabh, you can just simply go here. Actually, it will let you know which key you can use for your Mac. Or when you go to files, these are the
I found
shortcuts which are
myself.
already available. So
Thank
for
you.
example, if you see, for undo the shortcut is Control Z, for Control X, Control V, Control A, Control 1, all. So it will be quite useful. So the shortcuts are present in front of the
No, I'm asking
operation.
about the functions key, but I found myself. Thank you.
I found myself in the PC. Okay, F5 is not working. If you correct, Bhuvneshwari. So that is the one thing which I mentioned. For some people, the F5 will not work directly. You need to press the function key with it. function key is a key which is present. Okay, that I can just show you. Uh, and I think, okay. Okay, just to show you the following, let me just share my screen on an image. So those who are not aware about the function key, I'll just make it quite clear to them, which is the function key and all. So if you are able to see my screen, this is your most of the keys of your keyboard. So this is your spacebar. These are your F1, F2, F3, F4, F5 keys, and this is your function key. For some, it will be present here. For some, it will be present here. So you need to press this key, and then you need to press this key. So both the keys have to be pressed at the same time to perform the F5 operation. So you need to press it, and you don't have to release it. So keep pressing and then press F5. Then your operation will be performed. If you don't press the F5 key, if you don't press the function key, then the methods or the operation which are being printed, such as for example, it will be mute for some, it will be like increasing the brightness for some, so that will be performed. So these are with the Lenovo laptops, and so function key is normally present on Apple too. So this is the FN key written here. So are you all able to like find it up? Leani, are you able to run it now? Do any one of you facing issue with using the F5 or the F9 key? Okay, great. Okay, is any one of you facing any issue till now? Any doubts so far? Please let me know. Okay, thank you, Jyoti. So I'll switch back to Spider. And so if you face this, for example, it might be that most of you are quite beginner to the, I think, programming field or the computer field altogether. So I will help you out with the technical resolution of these F5 and function and all. So please feel to ask if you are stuck somewhere and if I don't cover that point. So this is your Spider. These are with the file operation. So we have covered most of the file. Now we move to the next option, that is edit. So okay, what edit does, so you can see these are the codes here. If I click on edit and if I click Control Z, so for example, if I, so what I'm doing is I did this operation, I press enter, 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 and I go here and I click on undo, or I can do Control plus Z. So I can say Control Z. So when I press and Control Z, my options or the changes are being reversed. So this is done with the edit. For example, what I did, I actually reverse the changes. I want to again do that changes. Then there is a redo option, Control Shift G. So press Control Shift. Okay, one more thing. For if you like, for if you're not familiar with that thing, when there is a plus sign, like for example control plus Z, it means both the keys have to be pressed at the same time. It will not be sequential, like control, you press control first, then Z first. No, it will be parallel. Both the keys have to be pressed at the same time. So in this case, control shift Z or Z, uh, you need to press control shift and Z at the same time, and then it will be working for you. So control shift Z, I have pressed at the same time. So actually it is redoing the changes which I have done undo. Uh, by this, actually, you can cut and copy the cut, copy, paste the code. So if you want to cut the code, you can cut it from here. So thus, some of the functionalities are quite similar to your MS Word, the Word file. You can paste. Now there is one option here: comment and comment, add block of comment or remove block of comment. Okay. Uh, okay. This question goes to you. Uh, so anyone, what do you mean by commenting and uncommenting of a code? Yeah, Lani, I think the output is right. My output is in the is this in right way. Okay, so if you can see, um, if you see, my output is quite in a similar format, Layani. So it will be run file, and so main output is this black one, that is hello world. These are the output. These actually shows your that which file is being run and which is the working directory. So WDR is working directory. So anyone, what do you mean by commenting and uncommenting of a code? Rishabh, question goes to you. So the other people can write in the chat window, what do you mean by commenting or uncommenting of a code? Those who are familiar, or you can unmute your mic and you can let me know. Okay, Sahil, yeah. Yeah, Sakshi, you are correct. Saurup, you are correct. Nandini, you are also correct. Sahil, you are also correct. And Guram, you are also correct. So, commenting of a code means making the
Gurdeep, I had
negative
one question. Sahil
non-executable.
here.
For example, if you see here, uh, when I just run these, so in total these are 6 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When I run this jump using function and F9, you get 6 hello world being printed here. Correct. Now, actually, the your kernel or console. So this is the place where you write the code. This is the place actually. So when you run a code, that is being sent to your. So Python is a high-level language. Just to give us more familiarity, Python is a high-level language, and normally there are three type of level like like three languages. Normally, in if I talk over a bird eye view, it is low level language and high level language, but there is assembly language and all. But in total, there are two languages: low level language, high level language. Low level language actually is in computer format altogether, 0, 1, and all. High level language actually are the languages which are in written in English languages, or the languages which are quite you can say easy for a human to read. For example of high level languages are your C++, HTML if you have worked upon. That is quite intuitive, like if it is quite interactive and easy to use. So Python is also a high level language, but the main thing is it you write print hello world. The computer does not understand it. So when you run this command is being sent to the kernel at the backend. So kernel is a place which combines your software and the hardware part. So this particular what we say piece of code is being converted to the machine level language, that is 0 and 1, and then sent to the, you can say, the processors for execution. So that is how the flows, and then you get the output here. So that is more of some about the back end working of this. So this is one. When you run it, you get these six. But what I'm doing now is so correct. So most of the people have, so all of you have said correct. To comment a piece of code, you simply have to put hash in front of it. A single hash will work. Either you can put it here, or what you can do is just simply select and press Control 1. That is the shortcut for the same. So if you see, the shortcut for comment is Control 1. Now what I will do when I will run this command. So earlier I run the same. I have run this block of code, and you can see I got this as output. But when I will run this one, this is the output which I have got. So you can see, so okay, I think that will be so in this particular thing, all these above three lines are being executed. The red ones are being omitted. The system haven't considered them. And just to make it more clear, so I will run these now. So you can, okay, if I will run this one function F9, so you have these two uh, code being executed, and these are in command, so your system will not execute these. So these, so normally why we use comment is, for example, you want to write, you have a piece of code, and you can, what you can do is you can just comment it up from up, and you can write about it. You can write about it for your reference that okay, this code perform the following operation, which you can write here, so that it will be quite easy for the other person to use. You can write in anything, and this will not be executed and will be used as a reference statement or reading statement by the other people who will be using your code. Okay. No, Bhuvaneshwari, we are not. I'm not able to hear you. Just give me a second. Let me see. Just give me. Please give me a second. Let me check my configurations whether the speaker is selected correct or not. Okay. Can anyone of you speak now, please? Unmute your mic and speak now.
Can you hear
Rishabh.
us, Gurdeep? This is
Yeah,
Sahil
Rishabh.
here.
Yeah, yes. So I'm able to hear you now. Actually, the speaker volumes were quite low, so that is why I think
Okay,
it was audible to me.
okay. It's
Yeah.
fine. Gurdeep, I just had one question. When we are running the codes, so
Hmm.
in the console, we see two different things. One is run file, and the second
Hmm.
is run cell. So what is the
Hmm.
difference between these two?
So this, okay. See, the main difference is, so as I've told you, the two methods of running the code is using F5 and F9, correct? With
Yes,
F5,
yes.
the complete file will be run. So when you run the complete file, you will get the run file. And when you are running a single piece of code using F9, then that is specifically a run cell operation, that you are running
Okay,
selected cells. Or there is one more thing, you don't have to select it. If you want to make the F9 work, you just simply have to put your cursor or this here and press F9, then that single line of code will also be executed.
okay,
So
okay. Thank you.
yeah, hope that helps. Yeah. Any more questions, please? And sorry for the speaker part. Any more questions? Please unmute your mic and you can feel free to ask. So we'll move to the other descriptions for the same. So this is more with the commenting part. So if you want to comment a code, you can do it using control 1. To uncomment a code, you can do it using control 1 only. So this is the shortcut. For example, and one more thing, if your so Spider actually also tells you if there is an invalid syntax or syntax error, so it will raise this type of cross mark here, and for that you want to comment it all together. Okay, so if you run this code now, for example, it is showing an invalid syntax because it is not following the syntax rules of Python. And if I run this one, so you will get this error, that is invalid syntax. This code is not being executed and till this syntax error is removed. And if I remove this one, if I comment it out, then I can do it, and I will press F9. So this has executed. What I will do is, okay, this is the edit, comment, uncomment. I can add a block of comments. So when you click here, for example, you are here, and when I add a block of comment, by this what will happen, you will get this type of block. So it is quite what we say it, these hash lines are auto made, and you can provide a description, anything description. Okay, this method slash code. So it is quite, earlier we are using a single hash, so it is more of a better UI and quite visible from like quite intuitive type. But okay, it is quite showing that okay, this is a comment. If you want to remove the block of code, just click here. You need to select it, or you can do Control Z. It will get removed. And indentation and undentation. This is the most important thing. Your Python will so for example, if you know C++, C++ works completely on these. When you start a loop, you need to put a curly braces and all this stuff. Python actually work on indentation. This is the baseline, and if you, for example, make a code go this much far from here, it will show you error. So all of your, so if it is a single tab also away, so this is a single indentation, uh, it will give you an error. So it should be start from the baseline. When I write a for loop, so I will cover that part. For I in range 0 to 10, and when I put a colon and then I press enter, and I something like print I. And so what does this show is, this is a for loop, this is a print statement within the for loop. So it is at a one indentation block. So this represents that this particular code is within this thing. I'll cover the for loop and all, but just to show what do you mean by indentation. So these are from the baseline. They start from the baseline. This is more of a for loop if you ever heard, and this when this print functionality is within this for loop. So this is a single indentation away. If I start another for loop for I, yeah, for j in range 0 to 100, you press colon, you press enter again. So it's a print j. This is normally how we use. So a single indentation shows that it is within this. A double indentation shows that okay, it is also single indentation at present. So it shows it is within this only. Print j is at a two indentation level, so it shows it is within this. If I remove the indentation from here, it says that it has come to the base level, and you will get an index. Okay, this is not a unexpected and indented block because it is saying that it should come under j, for loop of j. So your complete Python will work on indentation. That is the first thing. And so you do have a shortcut. For example, if this particular piece of code you think should have a more space, you can press tab. It will go forward, and if you want to bring it back, press shift tab. Okay, this is with the edit functionality, tab and shift tab, indent and unindent, and toggle uppercase, lowercase, this simple with the case switch and all, but it is not used. So, but one thing, Python is a case sensitive language. Always remember Toggle case can actually convert it from lower to upper and all those. But you normally, so Python normally we write in lowercase only. The complete language is to be written in lowercase. So any questions till now so far? Okay, what I will do is, this is 8:58 present. You have just 2 minutes. Those who haven't tried it so far, please execute this in your system. And so in 2 minutes, you can try them up. You can just post your errors. We will solve them up so that the file and edit functionality on the other functionalities are quite clear to us till now. So yeah, so it is 8:51. Yeah, 2 minutes we can just take. 8:50 to 53. Till in 2 minutes you can try all these functionalities. I'm just pasting this piece of code in your system here in the chat window so that you don't have to write them up. Yeah, so you can just try them up. So have all of you tried this one? We will just give it 30-40 seconds more. Those who are facing any issue, please let me know.
Gurdeep, this is Nandini here.
Yeah, hi Nandini.
Yeah, so in the for loop, when we give R in 0 to 10, it's only printing 0 and 10.
It will print from 0 to 9. Okay, when I run this one, so it is printing from 0 to 9.
Okay, sorry, I got it. I didn't include the range. I just gave 0, comma 10. So it printed 0 and 10.
Okay, actually, in that case, it is reading as a tuple format. Yeah,
Yeah.
that we will cover. That I will cover. No
Okay.
issues. Okay, thank you. So, and for some, actually, you will get a error also, which Rishabh is getting. Rishabh, actually, what you did, you just copy pasted. So, what happened with you is you will not get these spaces, correct? So that is the error which you are getting. So this is not following because in the chat window, I think the indentation went away. And while then this is the error you are getting.
No, I am line by line run the code. That's why it's getting an error.
Okay,
It's
okay,
all it. Yeah.
got that part also. So this normally errors comes in two ways. The first one I have explained when there is no indentation. I would request one thing like I think the Python error description is quite helpful. Always do one thing. Always be in a habit to read the error, and please understand and try understanding the error altogether. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, like this is the thing. Just copy paste and paste on Google Chrome and solving it from Stack Overflow. Just learn the error.
expected or intended, because sometimes what happen is when you understand an error, the next time you encounter it, you know the solution for it. But when you don't know or don't learn about it or don't understand it, and you go and simply like search it somewhere, copy paste on the net and search it, and then you get the solution, simple copy paste it, in that case it will not help you out. So you will get that error again and again, and you will just search it every time. In this, it shows indentation error. Indentation error normally comes when you don't have provided the proper indentation or the space. I can say indentation, I can say space too. So it is saying expected and intended block. So it is saying before print I, which is here, before print I, there should be an intended block, which is not present. This is the first thing. So when you will provide an indentation block here, and when I will run it, it will give the error for the next line now. Print J expected indent block, because it is saying that J it is not including, so J will work here too. Sorry. In this you can provide an indentation block. Okay, correct. So this is the indentation error. Now moving up to the next error, yeah, which Risha was talking about. See, the piece of code which is a single liner. You can simply run them using F9. So I can run them using F9. It will work. But the piece of code which gets completed in 2 to 3 lines, for example, the for loop. In this case, the for loop, this for loop is getting completed in these 2 lines. Or I say, if I include these 2 lines also in this for loop, this particular for loop, as you can see, it is getting wrapped up like this. So this complete for loop is getting completed in these 4 lines. So in order to run this piece of code, you need to select the complete code and then run it. Correct. Else you will get an error. If I go here and if I simply press F9, you will get an error that it so this error is different one. So just read this error. It is saying syntax error. Syntax means, okay, there are 2 things in a language. Those the I think computer science people would know about it. There are 2 types of error: syntax error and semantic error. Syntax error, the errors which like syntax error are the errors which does not follow the syntax or the rules of the programming language. For example, print Python says that your print, after you write print, you should put brackets, and if you don't put a 1, this is a syntax error, invalid syntax. The other type of error is semantic error, which means your logic for performing a operation is not correct. For example, for J, so like that, I think more will be coming when you are putting a logic, that is you are saying the number should be greater than 5, less than so if you say that I should be greater than 5 and I should be less than 3. Correct. So this is more of a, so this follows the syntax but does not follow the logic. This is a semantic error. This is how it works. And so when you have a complete piece of code, a code like which gets completed in the complete 4 lines, in that case, if you read this, so it is a syntax error and it is saying unexpected and of function. So it is saying unexpected and of function while parsing. So because after a colon there should be something written up, but when you execute a single line, nothing gets compiled with it, so it will throw you this error. Is it clear why you got this error? Okay. So Swati, you're getting this error. Run file. Am I audible now? Okay. So you are getting this error. Okay, Swati. The error which you are getting, name error, name hello is not defined. So, okay, what So what you're doing is, for example, see the syntax of Python says print, correct? There are two things in it. I will discuss those, variables and strings. So when I say, when I write, for example, when I write code, when I write hello here, so it is following the rules of Python. That is, okay, I want to print this over here, correct? So when I will run this one, it will print hello here. But when I remove the quotes, which is the case with your error, you haven't used quotes. In this case, what it is saying is, it is saying hello is a variable. A variable actually you need to first of all specify a value to a variable. These are the things which I will cover in detail. For example, hello. Okay, I'm not assigning that. I will just simply run this one. You will get this error. That name hello is not defined. So this is a name error, that this particular variable is not defined. This is how you can define it is, I'll just simply copy. So for example, what I did, particular variable, and you're printing that variable now. So when I will run this one, you will not get that error here, but a variable is added here, if you can see. So a variable is added in this above case. So this is how it is working is, this hello string is first going in this particular variable, and then you're printing this variable. So indirectly this is getting printed. Or you can simply uh, put it here. Is it clear? Any doubt? Swati, does it? Okay, yeah. Thank you. Okay, Swati, you didn't get this point. Okay. Okay, let's see. What I will do is, I think these include variables. Okay. So in this case, when I'm printing hello, yeah. So it is including some of the use of variables. I will cover the variable after the UI part. So I think it will be quite clear that time. But in this case, you are actually getting this error because you haven't used the quotes. So when you will use the quotes here, you will not get this error. You can just try with this solution at present. And regarding the variable part, like, okay, why you are getting the name error, I will tell you about this error in the going classes when I will cover that topic. Okay, I can just repeat again. Yeah, Swat, you can write it. So Parul, I will just repeat again the thing. So main thing is, so the main conversation started when Swati was getting an error because she was printing the thing without quotes. So when you print a piece, when you execute this line, it will give you an error because this is not a string. Okay, sorry. In this case, I have already like described it. I will write hello one, or I will write hello world. And if I run this one, this piece of code using F9, you will get an error. Invalid syntax. In this case, it is coming. Okay, because okay, now it will you get you the same error. Name hello world is not defined. You are getting this error because, so this was the error which Swati was getting. You are getting this error because you haven't assigned any value this particular variable, and you are using it. That is why it is saying this particular word is not defined. You need to define it first, then you can use it. I will tell you in the going forward classes how to define it. Till at present, uh, like at per the current understanding, you just simply put a quotes here, you make it a string, and then you run it, your error will be resolved. Swati, does this solve your error? Or Parul, did you get the point? Parul and Swati. You can unmute your mic, Swati, if the error is not getting resolved. That will be quite useful.
Hi Gurdeep. No, it's not working. I have written the codes in the strings, but it's not working yet. Do I
Still,
need to write down like
hmm.
this, hello equals to hello? Do I need to write down like this, or simply I have to write directly print hello world in bracket with strings? But it's not working.
Okay, I got your point. See, there might be a reason. So I think you are running the complete script or running a single line. You're
In
using
I'm running single cell with this green button, play button, run command.
okay, you are using are you using Jupyter Google Colab? Okay, you are using this one, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so actually in that case also you will get this error. So let me just tell you one more fact about, okay. So for example, if I show you, so Python is a interpreter. So all the BTech computer science, Rishabh, or who were the other, I think Raghuram too. So okay, this question goes to everyone. What is the difference between compiler and interpreter?
Gurdeep, interpreter is working as a line by line checking the code top to bottom, and compiler is just liking all our code in just one step, one go.
Correct, Rishabh. So a interpreter execute your code line by line. Correct. Whereas a compiler execute your code first and then will give you all the errors which are there in the code. That is the main difference. Python is an interpreter. You may write 10,000 piece of 10,000 lines of code, and if your first line is having an error, if your first line is having an error, then your code will not work. You need to first resolve that error, then only it will work. So for example, if you see here, this is more of an assignment. Okay, so if you see here, this particular print statement does not have a code. If I run it again and again, I will get this error because I haven't resolved this error till now. In order to make this script run properly, so Swati, where you I think like somewhat there would be a hello world like written like this without quotes. Just command that part and then run this complete script. Then it will work. You can just try this solution, Swati. Is it working now, Swati? So normally the issue was that, okay, when you have a error above and you run this one. So okay, one more thing. Not above. Whenever you have a error anywhere, when you will be using this particular statement, your code will stop. That is the understanding. And in this, if I just put it here and run it. So see, in this case, if you can see, I have put the hello world here. So when I run this command, you can see that the above four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So above 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hello world are being printed because there was no error before them, and then it came here and it showed you this error that name hello world is not defined. So all the code beneath it will not be executed. All the code above it gets executed because it is executing line by line. It checks the first line, these lines, so there is no error here. It then run this one, then run this one. All the lines get executed, and then it come here and it prints that okay, there is an error, and it will stop there. So this is how our interpreter work. Any doubts, Swati? Are you? Can you just unmute your mic? Are you? Is your problem resolved, Swati?
Actually, I'm trying to write down. Just give me some time and I'm trying on it.
Okay, sure. So if you want, what we can do is, if you are still getting the error, then I can make you the presenter,
I have
and
one
then
doubt. If I have
okay.
written this print hello,
Hmm.
okay, and then I have to how to run this command simply by clicking on this play button. Is it?
Okay, there are two methods.
Okay.
Okay, what I will do is, uh, you are using the exe version of the app or the uh, on the browser version, like you're
Uh,
using, yeah.
I have just downloaded, as Sujata has told yesterday, through Anaconda Navigator. I have launched this spider and
Okay,
I have opened
okay.
it.
No, oh, not Anaconda. I'm talking about go to make it meeting, because actually when I will, so this is the one thing which I normally takes into consideration. So I have taught you how to make a presenter. Do you know how to make the other person as a presenter now?
Yes, I can make.
Okay,
Uh,
sure. Yeah.
shall I share my screen?
Yeah, I'm making you the presenter. Please share your screen, and then you can make me the presenter back when we resolve your error. So, okay, let me just show you. I think it will help you out. I'm just sharing my screen. So I'm making you the presenter. So what I need to do is I'll go in the chat. I will come here. So I will put a left click and I will click on the make presenter option. And yes, so you are the presenter now. You can just share your screen and let me know what error you are getting. Okay, so
I have deleted everything which I have written earlier because I was getting error. So shall I select this and then I have run this command, or simply
okay,
I should put the cursor
hmm,
over here and run? This is
okay,
the error I'm getting over here.
okay. Actually, you have got a different type of error. See, we can just solve this one, no issue. First of all, coming to your first question, if you select this cell, if you select the row number 8, okay, first of all, I would like to change the, okay, that I will cover. If you select the cell number 8, select the
Hmm.
line 8, and if you press the run key, don't press it now. If you press this run key, then also your complete code will be executed. This particular line will not be executed, your complete code will be executed. If you want to execute this single piece of code, what you need to do is you need to press F9, function and F9, or you can go to the run above, go to the run
No, I'm
above.
like this. If I'm pressing function and F9, so it will come like this. Are you
Okay,
able to?
okay. Yeah, I'm able to see your search screen. So simply press F9, because it might be that your function key are not
No, it's not. Simply F9 is not working. See, nothing has come in console window.
oh yeah, simply it is not working. And you when you press Fn plus F9, then it is not working.
No. Together, if I press F, this window will come up.
Okay. But do one thing where, so go to the options, file, edit, search, go to run there. Yeah, select it, go to run, go to run.
This one?
Above. Yeah, here, right.
Okay.
Yeah, here. Click here. What you can do is run cell. You can click this.
Uh, yeah. But
Did you
still,
get the output? Okay. Do one thing. Go back to the run again.
okay.
You can try this one. Run selection or current line. Yeah. Go down. Yeah. Hey, this one.
This one?
You can use this one. Yeah. So you get the
Yeah.
output.
So every time do I need to go like that?
Every time. So I'm not actually getting like no, you don't have to. So for example, if your F9 key is not working, then you need to go like that. But I think like for most of the people, yeah, the function F9 should work. So you are pressing the Fn key, correct?
F9
And
and F9 together.
Fn and F9 together, correct?
Yes, together I'm pressing, but it's not working. Simply F9 will not give any result.
Yes, simply F9. It I think default functions in your system. Yeah, actually, like those default functions, but that will not work. So there are two methods. So function that is the function activate or fn activated or not. So when your fn is activated by default, so a light glows there. So if it is actually laptop, you can press shift and fn together, so your function gets activated. Then you can use f9 directly. Uh, Else you need to press fn plus f9. Then only it works. Okay, but we will just okay in your case, but it is not working. So you have to just give me a second.
Shall I stop sharing?
Just give okay. What you can do is when you go to the play button, okay, you can
Okay.
select the line number 8 once. Just go to select line number 8.
Select and then
Okay, at go to the right side of play button. So go to the third one. Yeah, right. Don't click here. Right. Yeah, left. On the left button, left side. Not this one. Swati, just cancel it.
hmm?
The button left to it.
This one?
Left. Yeah, this one.
Yes, now it's working with this
Yeah, you
button.
don't have to go to run. You can select it from here directly. Uh, okay. I think this helps you out. Uh, I think you already resolved. So normally, see, okay, the other one thing is, I think whenever we will use the run key, do one thing. Just go to the line number 6. Line number 6.
Hmm?
Above, yeah. So actually, you have made the complete code as a command. That is why you are getting this error. Do one thing. Put two double quotes. Put two double quotes on line number F6. 6.
This is by default here. I have not written anything over. It
No, no,
was
no. I got your point. It is by default. I go to line 6. Put two double quotes. Shift double quote and double quote again. Yeah, one more time. Now your actually that run statement will work. F5 will work. That play statement. Just click it there.
here.
Don't select it here. You can run it directly now.
Yes. With this button?
Yeah, it will work.
Yeah, it's working.
Actually, that is so there is an indentation with a comment statement, so you can comment multiple piece of code with these triple quotes that I'll be covering in going forward classes. But that is by so actually those two quotes get deleted, so it made your complete code as a comment. That is why you were getting that part. But no issues. I think we are able to solve your issue. You can make me the presenter back.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Swati. Do anyone else have a doubt? Swati, can you make me the presenter, please? I think yeah, thank you. Okay, Yash, I got your question. So your question is when to indent, correct? Uh, I think, okay, just let me show. So if I show you, just give me a second. I'm just presenting the application. Okay, when to indent. So yes, that depends upon which use case you are using. So what operation you are performing. If you are using any loop, for example, in this case, I'm using a for loop, then I need to provide an indentation here. If you are not using any loop, then everything will start from the base. You don't have to provide any indentation. So it depends upon which function you are using. So when I will be using a for any of the loops, while loop, for loop, any loop, if else statement, then you need to provide an indentation. the indentation shows that this particular piece of code is within this for loop. That is the understanding we are getting. If you're not using any loops, you can start simply with the base. So this is another part. Okay. Rishabh, is there any
Hello,
shortcut to give? Yeah.
hello, sir. I posted my error. Please show me. Could you please?
Okay, sure. So, okay, I got your question, Parul. Is there, but I'm just referring to the question above, Rishabh. So, is there any shortcut to give all the indent at the last of all the code? Actually, this question is not clear. So, either you can unmute your mic, Rishabh, and then you can let me know the question because
I'm asking about the if I code or if I code the all the code here the coding line code part. So is there any shortcut key to indent all the codes automatically?
automatically, okay. See, I think you are
Like
talking about.
yeah, like if if you I am saying like a for loop like print is on the another line. I'm pasting like I'm pasting from the another code
Got it,
on
got
my
it.
yeah.
See, got it. Okay, so it is, for example, a for loop for I in range, and it is from 0 to 10. Okay. Now, for example, this is the piece of code,
Yeah.
and this does not follow the indentation. So what you need to do is you need to select the complete code and up to here and press tab. This is what I just showed you here in the edit functionality, indent and unindent. So what you can do is select it, press tab. You can take it wherever you want, where your code fits your alignment. And if you want to remove the tab, press shift and tab. So it will come
Okay,
down.
so if I have a, hundred of lines of code, so I go through that and indent, select all the code and indent, so it will working.
So the code which you want to indent, you need to select that only. For example, in to make this code fit the for loop, and only require this code to be indented, not this one.
Okay,
Is it
so it's
clear?
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm clear. But if some code is also indent and some code is not, so if I am select all the code, so it's not working. I'm right.
Okay. See, that is the scenario. That is what I was saying. For example, this is a for loop. If you have indented these two, correct,
Yeah.
and these three part are not indented. So if you select complete, then also what it is doing, it is you will get an error because it is at indentation level 1. These are at indentation level 2. So it went into an error. So what you need to do is only select the part of code which you have to indent and then press tab. Don't select all.
Okay, so every
Yeah.
time I'm see the it's intent or not. Okay.
So when you copy paste the code from over the internet, then you sometimes get an indentation issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
okay, Parul, you're for okay, Parul. So actually, this is end of function while parsing. So what you are doing is you went to this line of code and you have run it at a single level. So this is the error when you're getting. This is a point which I covered that okay, if you want to run a complete loop. So for example, these are the single codes, correct? Because they start from the base altogether. So you can simply run it using this uh, single lines and you can run it. But if you see this code, it starts from here and it ends here. So how I get to know it ends here? Because after this piece of line, there are tabs here, indentation here. So normally, I think you will get a better clarity in a class or two. But in order to, so if you for a for loop, if you run it using a single liner, it will give you error. In a for loop or other loops too, you need to run the complete code in a single go. Then you will not get error. You can try that one.
Guruji, we don't have any flower bracket like for loop.
No, you don't. So that is the one which I discussed. So when you
Okay.
work with C++, you have these curly braces, correct?
Yeah.
But if the Python completely work on indentation. So if it
Okay.
is a single indentation away, it means it is within this for loop.
So if you use nested loop, then based on the intent only it will consider, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So that's the same question Rishabh is asking. If we have the 100 of lines nested loop, then if we missed out one indent, then it will show the error, right? Or it will not execute the based on the logic.
Correct. So it will actually give you error if you does not follow the indentation.
So it will not support the flower bracket, right?
Flower brackets are not there altogether, Raghuram.
Okay.
So there are no concept of flower bracket in Python. Everything
Okay.
work with the indentation part. So
Then only, right?
for example, if I would take the example of C++, if you want to make this as a for loop, what you need to do is you need to just make a flower bracket here, or I can say the curly braces here, and you need to close it here. Correct. And if it is to
Yes.
this close to, it will work like this. But in Python, there is no concept of flower bracket, so you need to delete it. And everything work by the indentation. So you need to indent these at a proper space.
Yeah, understood. That's
And
the
then
Rishabh
release.
question. If we have a nested loops underlines, if we missed it, whether it will take any automatic function to make it indent.
No. You need to do it manually.
Okay.
Okay. Any more question? Anyone of you have? Please let me know. Parul, did I solve your issue? Like, did you get the solution for the same, or if it is still pending, please let me know. Okay. Thank you. So I'll move to the next part of the code now. So this is with the commenting. Okay. Actually, okay. I'll just cover that later. So this is with the edit is finished, uppercase. So as I told you, Python is a case sensitive language. If you write P in a caps lock, if you write capital P here, it will not consider it as a print. It will give you error. So name print is not defined. So everything needs to be in small letters. Now moving to the another option, that is search. You can search a text within that particular code. You can replace the text. So that is simple operation. Well, then you go to the source. This here it provide some good options altogether. Show blank spaces. So actually it helps you in like for example this code folding operations, and all these are being provided here. All the functions which you will create will come up here. All those classes will come up here. So show blank spaces. So in order that, okay, as you know, Python works on indentation. So if you want to specially highlight the blank spaces, if you click it here, there will be some dots coming here. It can show you, okay, whether all are at a same indentation level or not. This is one of the options which I haven't selected. If you face issue with the indentation identifying, okay, if they're indented at the same level, you can select this one, show blank spaces. This is scroll past the and for example, this is show indentation guides. Indentation guides, you can, these are these red lines. It is showing, okay, this is at this indentation level. Show code folding. This is the code folding. Okay, this complete for loop I want to fold up. It will get folded up here. This is the code folding operation. And so if for example, if there is a huge for loop, and if I have changed this, I have saved the changes, I'll just make the changes here and fold it up. So these are just simply for the UI perspective. Like when you are working on a huge big amount of code, then they help you out. Otherwise, if you don't select this operation, then also it is not going to impact. Show classes and functions. So actually, we will read about the concept of what do you mean by class, what do you mean by function. So if you, for example, if I go here, okay, yeah, there is no function in this. So Yeah. Okay. So I want to show you an example, but okay. At present, the code feature open does not have those. So when will call function? So all the functions which are present in your code will come up here. All the classes which are present in your code will come up here. Regarding functioning classes, you will get an understanding what are functions, what are classes in the future classes. That we can get to know that time. And show code style warning. So if your code style is wrong, you will get a warning for the same that you normally get. Show doxing style warning, underline errors and warning. Okay, for specifically when you have a error, it will underline that one and you will get a cross here. That is, what do we mean by this? So for example, this is underlined, hello world is like it is giving error here and a cross here. So these actually helps you in debugging the thing. That is what it works. So previous cursor position. So so in this, if I say this is more with that part, and but there is one option like this. So the main use is okay. So if you select this one, answering to your, so actually in Spider there is one option, but this fixed indentation, but it normally doesn't work. That is why I was saying that you have to do it somewhat of a manual part. And you click fix indentation, so it does not work every time altogether. So because it depends upon your program how it is working, so it you need to do the indentation manually. So this is the thing, and this is how it covers your so this is how your source is being covered. Now is the run operation. So you, if you want to run the complete code, you can do it using F5. If you want to run a single cell, so in these cells, okay, I think I will introduce the concept of cell later. It will be quite early for you to introduce the concept of cell at now. So just in this case, just focus on two: F5 to complete the complete script, F9 to run a single line or a selected script. Don't get confused on most of these. So this if you want to run the complete code, simply click here. If you want to run a selected code, just select and click on this. You don't focus much on the various options because they are not of use. Only two will be highly used. That is this one and this one. Run the complete script or run a selected script. That will suffice your needs. This is the one. No, Raghuram, we don't have Spider in Google Colab. We do have Jupyter in Google Colab. So this is the part. Moving to debug. This I'm not going to introduce now because it will not be. So this is normally used for debugging. That is a piece of code where you are getting the error and all. That normally we use the print statement. So it runs a piece of code one by one. So that I will explain you later. Now talking about consoles. If I show you, so actually the main benefit of Spider is also when you click on new console here, you can see a new kernel is being added up here. Correct. So in Spider, you can run two codes at the same time. For example, if you want to run this code, you can run it this code in console one. You have, and it is being executed. So you think that okay, you have a code, and normally like that code takes 3 to 4 hours to run. So you can run that code in this first console, and you actually have to deliver a project. So you want to run the second code also. So you can just go to the second code and you can run that here. So if I run this one, you can run that code here, and all these both the kernels will be independent of each other. That is, they will run in a separate thing. Just make sure of one thing, that yours. So okay, when this will not help you out. So when you are running this particular piece of code, which is taking 3 to 4 hours on console one and is consuming 90% of your CPU. So actually it is a type of parallelism. Parallelism means performing multiple operations at the same time in order to increase the efficiency. But if your single code, if this piece of code is executing, and think that this code is 3 to 4 hours long, it takes 3 to 4 hours to execute, and it consumes 90% of your CPU. then in that case, I would not suggest you to run another piece of code, because that will actually trigger the CPU at 100% and then your system gets slow then. So if in this particular piece of code, in the first code, which takes 3 to 4 hours to execute, if your CPU is getting utilized only 10 to 20%, then you can run multiple codes till it is getting utilized up to 90%. In order to see the CPU, in order to see the task manager, that is CPU utilization, what you need to do is, just let me share my screen, the entire screen. So in order to see, in order to see the entire screen, if in order to see your task manager, what you need to do is Control Shift and Escape. So this is the task manager which will get open up, and it will show you your CPU utilization, memory, disk, and network. So you need to check this part. Okay, that for some codes it will go to 90%, 100%. In that case, please don't do the parallelism part. So if I talk about kernel, so kernel is actually the place where your code is executed. If you talk about this, most of the people say this is a kernel, this part or the console. So this is the place where you get the output. So it is known as kernel too. If you talk about operating system, specifically in computer, so a kernel is a layer which connects your UI, which connects your shell with the hardware. So that is so basically it connects your UI with the hardware layer. That is what a kernel do.
So, Gurdeep, what's the difference between console and kernel?
In Python, they are both the same thing.
Okay, okay.
So when I click on console again, if I go here, and I have earlier done the console, so new console. If you want to simply close the console, go here, existing console, just click here. It will simply close the console. And connecting to an existing console, this is normally not used. There are two more things. For example, okay, what I will give you a piece of code. Just simply run this piece of code in your system. Okay. I think just give me a second. I think by mistake. Okay. Just
Just
just give me a
give me a
minute.
minute.
Am I audible to you now? My system, like, it got hanged up and stopped working. That was the issue which I was facing. Okay, so what I will do is I will just share this piece of code with you. Just run this piece of code. So regulate file. Just run this piece of code in your system. Every one of you. Do please keep the indentation level when I just share the code. Please, it to when you will paste it, it will be something similar to this, like to you. Press a tab here. So it will be you can like when you paste it, it will be similar to this. Press a go to the P before P and press a tab, and then run this particular piece of code using this. And do let me know what is happening. Correct. It is an infinite loop. So what you will be getting is, so when you will run this piece of code, you will be printing OK here. So this is an infinite loop which will not end. So this I have shared intentionally just to let you know how to stop a infinite loop. Correct. So okay, this also helps us in understanding how the kernel behave or the console behave. When a code is executing, you will have this red button glowing. So if this button is glowing, you can get an understanding, okay, the kernel is executing at the back end. In order to stop this, you need to press click here and this will stop. So if you want to stop execution of a code, just simply click here. Or sometimes what you need to do is when like the code is quite heavy and consuming huge amount of memory, this button will also not work. Correct. In that case, you need to go and restart the kernel. When you restart the kernel, there is one thing, just focus here. So if you are if you have started executing a code and if you want to stop it, simply click on this glowing button. So if I just show you again, when a code is in execution, this button will glow. If you want to stop it, simply click here. And if your code doesn't get stopped by simply clicking on this button also, so you can click multiple times. If then also it is not getting stopped, you need to click here and you need to click on restart kernel. Restart kernel actually will restart your spider background. So if you can see, these are some of the variables which I've defined. When I click on restart kernel, everything will be cleared up from the backend. So all the progress which you have made will be cleaned up, and then it is more of a restarting the spider from its backend. So in this case, you're just not closing the spider, but it is quite, the operation is quite similar. So everything will be erased up. Uh, and this do happen sometime when the code you are executing is quite heavy and the code is not getting stopped by simply clicking on this button. In that case, you need to go to the option of restart kernel. Do anyone of you have any doubt in this? Are you all able to stop the kernel by clicking on the glowing button, this square button? Okay, yeah, great. So this is with the kernel part consoles. So restart interpret. So that is known as interrupt kernel. And then I told you about the restart kernel part. Regarding projects, you can just create a new project altogether, so it can work in hierarchy. So create a new project name, and then you can follow that hierarchy. Or else what you can do is just simply uh, you can use your directory as a project. Directory means your simple file folders you can just manage. And so I normally don't use the projects within Spider, but I maintain my directory accordingly. That main projects I like, for example, if there is a folder and I make all the projects in that, and the subfiles within it. After that, we'll move to tools. This is quite useful. So actually, some of you would not be comfortable with the UI part. So I think like when Swati shared her screen, the complete UI was in a black color altogether. So you can change that thing if you're not comfortable with that. For that, you need to go to tools. You need to go on preferences, or you can just simply click here also. So that gauge is being printed here too. Or tools, go to preferences. You will land upon this page, and in this you need to go to appearances. And in appearance, you need to select the theme from here. For example, the theme which I'm using is Idly. It is the by default Python theme. The theme for most of the people is something is this one. You can say spider dark. So this you will get a complete black background. So depending upon your convenience, you can change it. So I normally prefer white background so that I can see the codes easily. So you can change your theme accordingly over here. After changing it from here, just simply click the apply button, and then your complete UI will get changed. So this is the operation which you can do from here. Any doubt anyone of you have till now? You can let me know, please. So you can change your UI from here, and
So last one. Can you please explain last one again?
okay, sure, Harmeet. So the last option which I was telling was changing the UI of your spider. So UI means like the background color much of. So go to preferences, go from in this go to appearance, and in this appearance you can see the syntax highlighting theme. In this I have selected Idly. For you, some of you, it would be completely black, as was the case with Swati. So it is a complete black screen which you will get. So if I apply this one, it will take some time. So I'm changing my theme. So as you can see, the complete code is editor background and the kernel background in the black color. I don't want this one, so I'll go back again here, and I will change it. So just simply select it. You will get to know what this. So you will get the review here. So this is the one which I'm using. I'll click apply again. It will change the background for me, and then I can press OK. Does it help, Harmeet?
Got it, sir.
Okay, thank you. I think like Harmeet, you can mute your mic if the doubt is clear. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah. Do anyone of you have any doubt? Okay, so this was with the tools, and this is more of a useful part. The rest, like Python Path Manager, uh, you don't have to like worry about this one. I'm just considering the things which will be used. The rest are more for the customization part. In tools also, the main important preference is the main important is the appearance part. The rest of the things, okay, there is one more thing here. Um, so if I talk about the general settings, you don't have to change. They are by default. Let them be like this only. If you want, you can change this keyboard shortcuts. So on the basis of your functionality, you can just change these shortcuts, and you can simply click here and you can change it. Name new shortcut. You can just create a new shortcut here by pressing the keys. Okay, so that will be quite helpful to you if you want to change. Else, let's keep the things as they are. Don't change them. Only these two are useful to us: appearance and keyboard shortcut. Now, moving to the
Sir,
view. Yes.
hello, sir. how the last one, the code analysis help us? That can it help it in the tools?
Sorry.
The last one in the tools.
You are talking about this.
Yeah.
Uh, Apply to the next startup. So save file before analyzing it. So this so code analysis is a part of this only. So when you perform this operation, whenever there is a syntax error, actually it is analyzing your code at the back end. Correct. So that is working. That only
Okay.
specifies some of the various other option. Otherwise, everything is okay. So
Okay.
moving to the new
Thank you.
option. Okay, thank you. Moving to the new option of view. This is also quite useful. In view you have multiple panes. So in panes, if you see, this is the editor. So the place where I'm writing the code is the editor. I can remove it by unchecking it. This is the IPython console. If you want the IPython console, you have to. For example, if you see here, this is the variable explorer I'm having. So all the variables which I will create during my code, execution of the code. For example, what are the variables? For example, if I assign a value a is equal to 5. So I'm assigning the value 5 in this particular variable name, a. And when I run this one, it gets printed here. So you can get to know all the variables which are getting created during the execution of your code, and they will be listed up here. So what you can do it, so this pane is available. If you don't want this, just uncheck it from there, and that will be removed. But I want it, so I will keep it here. So from here, these are the panes which I have selected: editor, IPython console, variable explorer, help, plot, and files. The rest one I don't require, and online help too. So you can just keep the panes here. These are the panes normally which we require. The other one is this log panes and toolbar. So for example, in my current setting, my variable explorer is here, my plots is here, my files are here, my online help comes up here, and simple help comes up here. This is the kernel, this is the editor. If I want to change the locations of this particular thing, what I can do is go to view. As it is checked, so the log panes and toolbar is checked at present. I will uncheck it. So this actually helps me in dragging and dropping. So what I will do is, if I want to just move the variable explorer to this location, so I will just click here and I can move it here. I can give it a special new location, or I can bring it at side of my console. IPython console is here and the variable explorer comes here. Or so you can, on the basis of your convenience, you can just relocate them. So for example, I want these plots to come here. So you can change the setting accordingly. So you might have seen somewhere that some people do have this variable explorer here, the code here, the kernel here, and this is the, so this is done using view and log panes and toolbar. So in this case, it is not logged. So you will be able to say this. I normally prefer this one, the positioning which I had earlier, and this is the one I normally save. So when I am done with my settings and done with the savings of it, so I will go here, view, and I will do click on lock pins and toolbar. So these are getting locked. Okay, so these get locked up. So view, lock panes, and close current pane you don't have to use. So these two are the most important one. The rest of the option, let them be alt used previous layout. So they are not used altogether. So you do have this option, but like they are of minimal use. Do any one of you have any doubt till now? Any doubt, please let me know in code execution, in fixing the layout and all. Okay, so this is more with the Spider UI part. And This is the code which you have. Now what we will do is, I think we can take a break, and then after coming we'll start with the Jupyter part. Okay, so it is 9:55. We will get back at 10:15, so it will be a 20-minute break which we have, and then we can get back. So thank you all. Just take care and be back. So I'm highlighting that here, writing that here. 15 minutes. Okay, I will write in the notepad, and I will just. So you can have your breakfast if you didn't had. Uh, so we will get back at 10:15. So thank you.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Hello everyone, am I audible to you? Okay. Just let me share my screen. Okay, so I had a question, which is okay, how to exit for loop. So the question is how to exit a for loop, correct? Okay, so just what I will do is I'll just give you an example, a live example for the same. What I'm having here is I'm having a, okay, let me just take another one. So it will for I in range, it is from 0 till a huge number, and then I will print I. So when I will execute this piece of code, so it is more of a for loop, which is running. So correct. So in order to stop it, you need to click here. So in order to stop anything, whether a for loop or any of the loops or any of the function, this simple function will work out. In some cases, when the for loop is quite heavy, by the heavy I means like when the operations being performed in the for loop are quite extensive and consuming huge amount of memory, then you might see a lag in this. When you click on this button, it might not stop in immediately. It may take like up to 2 to 3 minutes sometimes, and sometimes it might stop after completion of for loop. That can be also one of the things which you may experience during the part, but the simple for loops will get closed directly. But if the for loop is quite extensive, then sometime you need to, and if it is not getting stopped using this for loop, this interrupt button, then you may have to use this particular functionality, that is restart kernel. Is it clear?
Actually, it's no. I'm asking about in the code itself. Whenever I'm writing the code, it's taken into the for loop in the code itself.
Okay, how to exit a for loop? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In order to exit a for loop, got your point. So actually, what you would be doing is after this, you would be pressing enter. It is coming in for loop, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to press a backspace.
Oh, okay.
You simply press a backspace. It will work for you.
Okay.
Is it working, Sarup?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So great. Okay. Uh, yeah. Break. Okay. So Raghavendra, any more doubt anyone of you have in this concept of for loop, like escape coming out of the for loop? So actually, we will cover for loops, all the loops in detail in the coming classes. This is more of an overview. So if some of you are getting confused with this part, don't worry, we will cover them in detail. Till now, any one of you do have any question till now? Please feel free to ask the same.
Gurdeep, in this for the for loops, normally if you want to exit a for loop while execution, do we also have the concept of break statement in the for loop here in Python? I think it should be there, right?
Yeah, so we do have the concept of break. So like there are multiple, like break is there, quit is also there, switch
Right.
there, break. So normally there is a switch also, which is present in C++, but that we don't use here. But we do use break. We can use quit. I will just make you familiar with those: continue, pass, and these options I will make you familiar with. And in some places, I will show you the use case of these. So that is why I'm saying like these break statements will not be present now, whereas this being focused on object-oriented programming, we do have these statements here. So those I will cover up, Raghavendra, for sure. Any more doubt? Anyone do have? And this break statement, Raghavendra, actually, you cannot use it directly. So that is normally used with some conditioning altogether, that if this I is greater than 50,000 and all, and if some condition is satisfied, then you break the loop, and it will go to its parent loop then. That is
Right.
how it will work. Yeah. So one more thing, like I think like if do anyone of you have any doubt? This is the first question. The second question is the pace okay for all of you, or like you are feeling it a little slow or a little faster? I would request you to just please write in the comment window, like if it is okay, then you can write your okay, or if you feel it is slow or fast, then please let me know. Okay. And the other thing is like, so thank you, Sahil, Raghavendra, Rishabh for the feedback. Yeah, thank you all. The second thing is like, if you have any question, then am I able to clear them out? Like, uh, is like the communication or the direct resolution, are you able to understand that? Okay, yes. So you can write yes for that. So thank you all. Yeah. So now I will continue further. So we are up with,
Actually, it
yeah.
is not coming out, Gurdeep.
Not coming out means?
From the for loop. Actually, if I need to enter another for loop, it's not coming out from the previous for loop. It is in
Okay. May I make you the presenter, Swaroop?
sure, sure.
Do you know how to make the presenter back? That is the first question. Uh,
No, no, no. Just show me.
okay.
Then I will.
Okay, you're using the EXE version of the
No, Chrome
GoToMeeting.
version.
Okay,
Chrome
Chrome
version.
version. So I'm also using them same. So for example, what you need to do is when you will share your screen, you will have these options. This is the chat
Okay.
window, and this is the participant list. So I will go to your name. For me, you need to go here when you will be making me the presenter, Gurdeep me. Okay. Uh, so I need to go here on your name. I will left click here. I get this option of make presenter.
Okay.
And I'm making the presenter.
Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen. You have created a quite nested loops, use nested loops. Okay, so while true print, okay. Okay, when you run this one, how it work? How so? What you are getting? Okay,
And
you
in this also, I have a doubt. I'm just running the whole code. So not
it will print okay, okay only, na?
not this, not this one. Up to this, I will run the whole code. So it's printing. See
Up to
this one.
99, it is printing that.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
from 0 to 99. Before that, it should print 0 and 10, right?
No, no, no. Okay, for I in 0, 10, for I in range. No, just go up in the output. Go up. Okay, no, sorry, down. I mean by down. Where is your hello world script? Just go
In
down
the
again.
middle, I just kept just I didn't understand, so I just kept print hello world to where the loop is going actually.
Okay, so I will. So how it will work is first it will print 0, then it will print
Okay.
hello world, then it will print the numbers from 0 to 99.
No,
Then it will go there. It will print 0. Okay, 0 hello world 0 to 99. Then it will print 10. Where you after 99 it will print 10. Then it will print hello world again. Yeah,
yes.
and then it will start from 0 to 99. This is how it is working. So to get the understanding for the
Can you
same.
explain it again? I didn't understand that loop.
Okay. So the upper for loop, like first it will print 0, then it will
Okay.
print hello world, and then it will print the number from 0 to 99. Then it will go back again to the above loop. It will print 10, and then it will print hello world. Then it will print 0 to 99. Don't worry, I will cover these topics in very much detail. This was more with the overview execution, how you can stop it, making you familiar with the UI. We haven't started with the print statement yet. We will start
Okay.
with extensive print commands, single quote, double quote, triple quotes.
Okay. Okay.
That will work. No, Rishabh, he hasn't used the range functionality above. So it is a simple tuple, 0 and 10. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I
you are
did
not able to
the
exit
range.
out of it. Yeah, you're not able to exit out of it.
Yes. Yes. I'm
Press
hitting the backspace,
backspace.
but it's
Yeah.
not going.
Okay, do one thing, press shift tab. Shift tab. No
Okay.
issue.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think it is working for you, correct?
No. 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 There is an error, right?
Because you are not on the baseline. What I think. Actually, this
Yeah.
dark
No.
thing, I'm not able to identify the baseline. The error is because you cannot. You are using DF and that is not being defined. Do shift tab, right? Print there. Simple print statement. You will not get
Shift
an error.
tab.
So when you reach the baseline, simply write print. Yeah. Double quotes.
That's what.
And now run it. So it will
Yeah.
work
It's
now.
working. It's working. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you can make me the presenter. Any more question? Anyone, please let me know. Now what we'll do is we'll move to the Jupyter notebook. Yeah, Gurdeep, left click and make presenter. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
teacher.
great. Thank you, Swarup. So now we'll move to the Jupyter. This was with Spider. So we'll move to Jupyter now. So I'll just share my complete screen. So in order to execute Jupyter, so launching Jupyter is somewhat trickier sometimes. In that case, so for that you need to write Jupyter here. So in order to launch Jupyter Notebook, write Jupyter here, and you can see Jupyter Notebook, which is being represented coming here. So either you can click here, it will run. So there are again like two methods by which you can run it. So this is the first method. The second method is which I told you, Anaconda prompt. So this is the Anaconda prompt. You need to click. Okay, there are three methods altogether. The first one is the Anaconda navigator. Sorry, the navigator option. So that is the base, but actually that will take huge amount of time because to open Anaconda navigator, it will take huge amount of time. Then from there you will launch Jupyter. So this is the first method. Open Anaconda navigator, then click on Jupyter from there. The second method is click on Jupyter, write Jupyter. This is the notebook which you will get. Launch it. The third one is open Anaconda prompt. So this is the Anaconda prompt which I have, and here you can write Jupyter notebook. Okay, so if you're able to see the screen, I can just simply zoom in. So you need to write Jupyter notebook. So I would suggest you use two methods. Either initially what you can do is initially you can use simply this one, Jupyter notebook. It will be easy for you. I do a habit of launching it like this. So I can press enter here, and my Jupyter notebook will like open up in the browser. So you will get something. Some of you people will actually face a issue in it. What the issue will be? For some, actually, you will get this Anaconda prompt, like you will get these things, but your Jupyter notebook will not open. And you would be wondering, okay, where is the notebook? Where other things? So in that case, actually, if you have a default browser, if you haven't set a default browser, it will not open in some of the cases. So what you need to do is to access this notebook, either copy this, or I can say I will copy this or this. So I'm just using, so if you see here, it is using your local host. So it is hosted on a local server. Other method is I will just click here. I will select this one. This is the token which which it is using. I will copy it. Actually, when you will press so don't press Control C because you control plus. So there are two methods. So if you right click here, you will not get the copy option. So you need to press Control C, but only single time. So Control C, if you will press twice, your kernel will stop. Press it single time, it will get copied and paste it here. So your kernel will open. So if you are not able to, if your Jupyter notebook is not opening directly, you can just copy that and you can paste it here. After this, you have this screen. You have this screen, and there are multiple options altogether. So you can say there's okay. So in this, so you are on your desktop. So this is the desktop. This is the download functionality document. So these are the various what is the folders which are present on your which are present to your particular user ID. In this, if you want to open an existing file, you will get a .ipynb file here. Correct. You can click here. That file will open up in a new window. So this file get opened up, but as most of you would not be having a Jupyter notebook, so it get opened up, and this is the code here. But in case and it will become green that this is being in execution. The other one is if you want to create a new file, click on drop down, select Python 3 because you're working on Python 3. Click here, and this is the new file which will be created. So do any one of you is facing any, so we will work on this now. I will make you explain this one. So do any one of you is facing any issue till now, please try launching Jupyter notebook on your system, and please try provide me your feedback. You can write in the chat window if you're facing an issue, because I think yesterday some of the people were facing issue launching their Jupyter notebook. So please you can open that. Yeah. Okay, no issue. So that is great. So this is the untitled document. So I will just make you go through so the feel completely like how it looks like. I will show you example of a. So this is the empty notebook which you will get. I'm just opening a notebook by which you will get a very clear understanding what is the main difference between your Spider and Jupyter. So if you are able to see the new screen, actually using Jupyter, what you can do is you can create your own notebook. That is, it will be quite intuitive. You will, and actually the main thing is this is a theory which you can write upon, like much of a comment in your Spider, but here it is quite with heading you can provide which that is a markdown cell. I will just make you understand how you write these things and how you can make heading. The second main thing is your outputs remain. So when you run this cell, these are your outputs which you have got, and they will not be deleted when you just close this file also. So you can use these outputs for your reference forever. Like you don't need to run it. The code which you have executed, you need to just share your Jupyter notebook with the other person, and he will be able to like say it directly, and he can get to see, okay, what were the outputs you did you get. Whereas this particular functionality is not provided in Spider notebook. The Spider actually have a leverage over viewing the variables and opening multiple files at a single time, and because that is quite easy to use. And so main advantage we have there is the variable component. The other advantage there we have is we can so in this the things work in cell. So either the cell will run completely, you cannot run 3 lines of a particular cell. It needs to be executed completely. So that is this is the main difference between a Jupyter notebook and a PY file. So Spider and Jupyter. The other thing is the Jupyter notebook, so they are quite heavy. Files are a little heavy. The reason being because you have the output stored in them, whereas a PY file is quite light. So it is in KBs, whereas this file can be in MBs. So that is the difference. The other thing is your Spider notebook. So just I think I missed one part just to show you your Spider notebook. So in order to save a file, okay, for example, I will just help you in this. So if you can see the spider, I want to save this file because I haven't shown you saving a file. So what you need to do is click, and you need to click save as, because this file is not saved, as you can see. So I can press Control plus S. It will open up. I can go to the desktop, and okay, yeah, I can just simply go to desktop, and I can simply write here to the file, let test data.py, or you can select, so you don't have to name .py and select Python files, or you can simply name .py, and this is, and just simply click save. Your file gets saved. So test data.py is the file which is being saved. So your format is .py in this. Any doubt till now, like on this was a simple use case just to saving a file. That is why I just, and to open a file, your py file will look like this somewhat. So it is a .py file. For example, okay, I actually missed one thing in this. So I covered these part. Actually, this is also another thing which is quite useful in Spider. So this is actually the folder path. That is actually it is very easy to switch your current working directory. For example, if you see your code is, for example, the current folder which I'm having is random forest. I see, okay, I need to run, I need to open the codes in another folder. Correct. So it is very simple. Go back. Like for example, I want to work on, you can say, time series. Okay, or I can just open another one. Overfitting, underfitting. Okay. Actually, the files are IPv4, that is why we are not able to save it. Okay, I can open this one. This is also IPv4 notebook. AK means checkpoints. Okay, just give me a second. So what you can do is just simply click here, and you can change the locations very frequently. Okay, so most of the folders are empty, but what you can do is also you can actually use this as a drop down to open the recently closed folder, yeah, the folder which you are using highly. So for example, this is one I'm working upon. So these are all the files. So this is a py file, .py file, correct? And to open a .py file, just simply click here. The file gets opened up. So this is how it work. And the other thing is, so normally there is a concept of working directory. For example, during execution of my code, if I am using during the execution of my code, if I'm using a single file, for example, if I'm reading an Excel file, CSV file, that should be present in that working directory itself. So in this case, the switching of working directory is quite easy, and you don't have to like switch, but like it is not a tricky task. It is quite easy to use. Okay, so that is the main advantage of Spider as compared to Jupyter. Whereas in Jupyter, for opening a file which is in another directory, you need to specify a complete path. That is how it works. Any doubt anyone of you have in till now? Please let me know. Now I will switch back to Jupyter. This was the thing which was left. That is saving, how to save a file in Spider. I showed you that one. Yeah.
How to locate in the file in a Spider? If like I want to go to another file. Okay, then how can we go to another file in the Spider?
How you can go to another file means?
Like I want to open a file from other directory. So how can we open that thing actually?
Okay, I think okay, just I can show you that again. So for example, this is Spider, correct? And what I can do is sorry.
No, nothing. Where we can click?
Okay, so there are two methods. So this is a file tab which is here. This is a file browsing a working directory. You can browse it using here. It will be quite easy for you to just traverse to other files. Let's test demo it. So if I click here, So this is mallet tool files, NLP tool. Okay, just give me a second. Projects. Okay. So actually, by this you can traverse between the files. And let me just open this one.
That I cannot. Actually, the problem is that I cannot be able to look at the cursor. Actually, the cursor moves.
What issue you are facing? You are facing the issue in your system.
No, I cannot be able to look at your cursor. What I can be able to see I cannot be able to look at the cursor.
Okay. Are other people able to see the my cursor moving?
Yes, we can see. I can.
So for example, if I select this folder, then I can open this file. This is how we normally switch, Harmeet. Did you get it, or are you not able to see my cursor moving?
Yes, now I can see. Now I can see.
Okay. So in this case, you need to simply click here, and you can then switch between the various directories. And like for example, if I select this folder, all the files between this I will get them. Okay. Or you can switch between the recently used folder from here. And then, for example, you can open it from here. So this is how it will work. So I think, did I solve your issue? Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving back to Jupyter now. So this is more of a UI of Jupyter. So the advantage of Jupyter is you have your output stored already. But switching the directory is not that too easy. You need to provide the complete path, and that is something like and you don't have the variable explorer too in this one. So these two are the negative points which I see. The positive point is it is quite the UI is quite good. It is quite attractive. You can make your own notes. You can just actually the outputs are with you, so you don't have to run the file again and again to get the output. They are being stored every time. Okay, so now I will move to a blank file to show you what are the various options you can perform. So this is the blank file which we have. Now what I will let you know is I will just perform these steps, like what are the various operations which you can do. So in this your print, so the code which you have written in Spider, if you remember, you can directly open them. So I'm just copying and pasting those code. So this was the code which we were having. Okay, and so for in this case, so how your Jupyter work is, in your Jupyter, these are concept of cell, that there is a single cell, and you can write your code in that. How to open new Jupyter? Okay, Swati, I will help you out with that.
When I will launch this Jupyter Notepad, I'll get a one window which is having many options like downloads and latest downloaded file. Everything.
Okay, I will just help you out with that. No issue. I will just make you the presenter, then you can share your screen, and I will help you with that part. Is there an option of to create markdown? What do you mean by markdown, Rishabh? It will be quite helpful. Like I can like
Markdown is
yeah.
just like in HTML we can open in Chrome, like in R Studio is like R Markdown, and in Jupyter is like a code option, and we can
Oh,
drop down.
okay. So okay, got your point. So you're talking about the markdown cell, correct?
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. So no, in Spider we don't have that option.
Okay.
So Spider is quite like developer centric typical developers work there, whereas I see Jupyter quite easy for the beginners first of all, so that they can make their notes. But during the project, like it depends upon use case to use case. Like some people prefer Jupyter. I normally prefer Spider while working as a developer, because I can easily like select some of the folders, select some of the code, run them up. And whereas Jupyter notebooks are quite heavy because Chrome gets hanged much of the time sometimes, so it is quite difficult to
Yeah,
handle Jupyter
but
notebooks.
Markdown is helps to represent our code and all the visualization. It helps
Uh,
to show part our, yeah.
Correct, but in that, if you have, we have a command block. So when you go to Spider and when you go to the edit functionality, I showed you there is a command block, and actually that is somewhat of a markdown functionality which you
Yeah,
can
but
use.
in Spider, we create a project, so we show the how we are starting the code with the commands, but in visualization and the or the output we don't show in a single file. So we can create a new file and crop it again and like a PPT, create a PPT. I think in Spider.
In Spider, you can create a PPT.
No,
Yeah.
just if I am in company, so
Mhm.
I am using Spider. So it's give me a task and a project. So they give me a task and a project and a project submission in like a file or PPT. So in
Mhm.
Spider, there is no any option to create Markdown. As you
Mhm.
see, if I want to create a file to show all the things, so if I'm creating some new file and adding on crop it again, like image crop on new file, like it's on.
Yeah, so of course, see, I think I got a point. So normally, if you want to represent it to the management, like the things what you have done, or so you can say
Yeah,
the outputs which you got. Of course, you what you can do is either you can run the code in front of them and you can present it. Okay, these are the outputs, or you need to of course take a screenshot of it, or I can say you can need to use a snipping tool. And you can
yeah,
just snip that area and then you need to paste in the PPT and then you can represent it. Of course, that is actually the limitation of Spider, and that is actually the advantage of Jupyter. So,
yeah,
so if you want to present it, so you don't get everything, all the things in a single platform. Every
yeah.
platform has its pros and cons. So if you want to use it for presentation, of course, Jupyter will be quite useful because it is the UI is good, whereas Spider is more with a developer perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I am as a working as a data analyst or business analyst, so I was representing a file to client. It's better understand what's I give options to them. That's why
Yeah,
I'm asking.
yeah, of course. Like in that case, you can use Jupyter. I think Spider will not help you out.
Okay.
Okay, okay. So thank you, Swati. I'm making you the presenter. Please show me like what error you're facing. I made you the presenter, Swati. Okay. Your just hold a second. Your Jupyter notebook is the right one. Up. Okay. Is there in a pan option? Is not there? Okay. Yeah. Down. Move the cursor down. Up. So okay, we can see the block. So you are in Glavich, correct? Right is the orange. Down. Yeah. This is the right side. Right. Right. Down.
Deep, what's the difference between Jupyter Lab and the Jupyter Notebook?
So it is more of a extensive environment. Like Jupyter Lab have some of the functionalities for some of the other code development. Like not much of the difference, but normally we use actually Jupyter Lab do have some of the beta versions for of some of the functionalities. That is the main difference. It is based on Jupyter Notebook only, but it do have the beta versions altogether. You can test multiple other functionalities. Which so Notebook is a stable version, whereas Labs sometime it is more with the beta functionalities. So as Lab the word represent. Uh, okay,
Okay. Okay.
Swati. Swati, am I audible to you? Swati, you're not audible to me. I think you're on mute, Swati.
Okay, this window is getting up. If I launch Jupyter from Navigator, so how to open the file and where's the notepad?
Okay. So first of all, just can you go back to the navigator? I think like you got the option. So you were on mute. I think like you were demonstrating something. And yeah. No, just open the navigator from the task manager down. Yeah. So okay. So what is your main concern? So you are able to see in the search window. You go to the Jupyter notebook, correct? So either you can click here to open the Jupyter notebook, or you can use the Anaconda navigator.
If I click over here,
you don't have to click here. It is a lab. You need to click the right one. Yeah, it started from here. If you want to, okay, this is how you open it from the search window. If you want to open it from navigator, then it is the Jupyter and the notebook that is top right up. That is, there is a, so when you go to navigator, you can minimize them up. Yeah, minimize them up, minimize this ones. So if you want to open the Jupyter from navigator, there are there are 10 blocks. You need to go to block number 5. Block number 5.
I'm not able to see this from here because this chart window is over there.
Okay. So yeah, okay, that might be a case. Otherwise, like when you will chat window, because I don't have a exe version, so I cannot let you know the solution for the same. But okay, the
Okay,
5th block is
afterwards, just I'll stop sharing screen.
no. Okay, do one thing. Just open the Jupyter notebook, which you have opened in the Chrome. I can let you know till that time. Okay, this is Anaconda prompt, not this one. The other one. Don't close it. Otherwise, your Jupyter notebook will stop.
From
that
where?
I will
This
let
one?
you know.
From this one?
No, your browser. The second left, your browser. Just open the browser. It is being opened.
Shall I type over here?
No, you don't have to type it. Just move your cursor to the right. First is the mailbox. Right, again, right. Swati, it is simple. Just move it right.
Okay.
Again, right. The next step. Yeah, click this one. So this is your browser. Okay. You can maximize this one. Maximize it. This is the place where you have your Jupyter notebook present. I think you're using the Microsoft Edge and all. Yeah, somewhat that. So if you want to create a new open file, so if you want to open a new Jupyter notebook, what you can do is, actually I'm missing the pen option. Okay. In this, do one thing. Go to the do you see a logout button up on the top? But don't press that one, please. Yeah, down the logo. Okay, yes, shift it to the left window, correct. Yeah. Just go down to the cursor. Yeah, on the new. So do you see the new button?
Yes.
Click here. Click on the Python 3.
Okay, now it has opened up.
Yeah, so that is how it will work. And you don't have to write Jupyter Notebook again and again. That is being opened in your browser. So just open the browser. And there is one more recommendation I will say give. Okay, just you can make me the presenter, then I will show you up.
Okay.
Does it help you out? Like, is your problem resolved? Correct, Swati?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
You
you.
can make
Thank
the
you.
presenter.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Swati. I'm the presenter now. So there is one more thing which I want to highlight to you all. I'm just sharing the complete screen. So this is a Jupyter. So for the rest of the people, like you need to click here, new, and the Python 3 notebook. When you click here, you will land up on this particular notebook. A new notebook will open up. Correct. So you will actually get a blank notebook like this. A blank notebook like this, and you can write your code here, which I've written up. The another thing which I want to make highlight, so this is the another notebook which I have opened. I can just close this up. Yeah, closed. This one also I'm closing. This I will be working on this one. There is one more thing. This is the front end actually. So there is one more case, like in Spider when you're working, the front and the back end are same. That is Spider. But when you're using Jupyter, you are writing the code here, but the code are being executed here in this Anaconda prompt. So as you can see, it is still not closed. It is still running. So anything you run, for example, this one I'm running. So this is printing hello world here, or if I can say print I, and I'm putting it multiple numbers here. So it is printing the numbers. So all the execution is taking place from here. That is, this is the editor part. Like you're writing the code here, you're getting the output here, and this is the kernel. If you stop this one, your code will stop executing. So with Jupyter, it is a mandatory thing. You cannot close this window. If you close this window, your program will stop. So for example, I can just show you. Till now it was working, correct. I was getting the numbers up to this, correct. I just have interrupted it using this. I will explain you now. And when I print it again, like for example, print I, it is giving me the result. But see the case, if I close this, either I press Control C 2 times, it will stop. That is shutting kernel, shutting down 3 kernels. Kernel shut down, and it has exited. Or so in this case, if I will run it, so it is giving me error. A connection to the notebook server could not be established. The notebook will continue trying to reconnect. Check your network connection or network server configuration. So actually you're working on the local host. That is, it is working somewhat like a server configuration. So when I stopped the kernel from here, your execution will stop. So while working, never ever press Control C more than twice, more than once. If you're copying, press only once. If you press more than once, your connection will get terminated. And or never ever close the window like this, because then all the work which you have done cannot be saved. If you haven't saved them during the right coding part, and you were thinking to save them at last, and by mistake if you have closed this Anaconda prompt 2, which was opened up, if you have closed, your all the work will go in vain. Is it clear to you all? So never ever do this thing. It will just always show connecting to kernel, but it will never connect to kernel. And when I will run this one, it will keep on showing execution, but it will never execute. And it is showing this is a break file now, no connection to kernel. Okay, so what I'm doing for now is, and there is another thing. After, like for example, you didn't stop it. Okay, so I will just error. I will close it one. I simply leave it. I need to leave this one too. It is of no use. I will simply launch Jupyter Notebook from here. You need to write Jupyter Notebook. I have pressed enter. Yeah, it gets opened up. And there is one more thing. Like this was the file I was working upon entitled 2i and pypynb. For example, now I will let you know how you can safely close the things. For example, this is the file. You have done all the things and you have done all the changes. Just hold a second here. You have made all the changes. Click on save. When you, so by this your changes will be saved, your last checkpoint a few seconds ago. And then also if after that, either you can click it here, you can close it directly, or click on quit from here. So what you are doing is you are closing the kernel from here directly. So in this, you can see the kernel has stopped working. So this is a better and a safer way of closing it. That is, click on quit, then let your kernel shut down. So it has shut down again. I can close this one. I need to reopen again. So I will let Jupyter Notebook, press enter, and it will start my kernel again. And it is working. So I will open this Untitled 2 and I will explain you the things now. Do anyone of you have any doubt till now regarding this? Okay, just let me see any doubts.
Hi, good day, Pooja here.
Yes, Pooja.
I have a doubt. So, what's the command to run the code in Jupyter? I missed that part actually.
What is the command to run the code?
Say, for
Can you?
example, I have written the code in Jupyter Notebook. So, how do I execute it?
Okay, you need to press Shift Enter. Shift and Enter.
Right.
I haven't covered that part till now. Yeah, you need to press Shift Enter. I will cover each and everything now one by one. The UI part and somewhat of a description part. Yes. So as I told you, the execution in Jupyter happen in cell. So for example, there you were simply writing the code line by line. In this, you need to write the code cell by cell. And there actually you are having a functionality that, okay, you can select multiple lines, press F9, and you can run that code. In this, all the code in a cell will be run in a single time. Correct. So you cannot do it like this. Okay, you just simply, for example, let me just shorten it up. I print I, and after this I print okay, and if I run it up, so you can see it will get executed in a single core. You don't have this functionality that you select this one and then you run it. No, you don't have that functionality. You need to run it completely, and that is the first thing. So and to run it, you need to press Shift Enter. Shift and Enter. That I will let you know one by one now, all the functionalities. So I will make, so we go to File. If you want to open a new notebook, again click on New Notebook, Python 3. It will open a new notebook for you. Okay, just let me open this. So if you can see the screen, just you will see a complete ROM. So when you go to File, I'm just closing this one. When you go to File, when you go to New Notebook, you click on Python 3, a new notebook's open up. So this is how you can open a new notebook, and it will be with the name Untitled 4. Okay. So it is being loaded. It is getting like prepared for you. The cells are being made. Now it is being deployed correctly. If you want to rename it, for example, in order to, so for example, in Spider, you need to save the things. You write the code, you save the code. Correct. Otherwise, it will not be saved. In Jupyter, the case is different. When you open a new Jupyter notebook, like for example, you open a new Jupyter notebook from here, File. You click on File, you click on New Notebook, Python 3, or New Notebook open. So it will be automatically saved with this name. So if you don't give a name, it will be saved with Untitled 4. So in order to rename it, you need to click here, and then you can write test notebook. And then click on rename. This is renamed. It will show you when your last save date. So if it was saved 4 minutes ago, I can save it now. Saved a few seconds ago. So that is the first thing, renaming it. Now moving to File. You can open a new notebook from here. That is new notebook, Python 3. When you click here, new notebook will open up here. And you can open a pre-existing notebook. So you will get this functionality. So you need to travel traverse from here. So for example, desktop, you can move from the folder Python training. So these are the new other notebooks which I have, that is NLP classification, and or you can just go to study material. So this is how you can just traverse, for example, feature engineering, feature selection. So these are the various notebooks I have. You can just simply click them up here, and they will get opened up. That is how you open a pre-existing notebook. Now moving back to your file, so new notebook Python 3, open an existing notebook. Now this is another functionality, make a copy. So actually it will make a copy of this notebook, text notebook, and so it is similar to making a duplicate file of it. For example, you have used a code, you have made a code, and you want to keep the code as intact, and you want so you want to make some changes, but you don't want to make a change in the original one. So click on make a copy, and it will create a duplicate notebook for you. So this is a duplicate notebook, test notebook dash copy 1. Okay, and this is a duplicate one. So this is a duplicate file which you have, and these are not linked up, so this is a different file. You can make your own changes here, and they are not linked up also. Okay, so this was with the make a copy. Save as is again, if you want to save it somewhere else, save a copy of the notebook. Just notebook content and start a new kernel, so it will create a new kernel altogether for you. Then you can do is you can rename it for sure, but renaming is for you don't need to go to that option. You can simply click here, and then you can rename. Close it, go to the file, save and checkpoint. Simply like this, you can click here and it will make a checkpoint, or you can use Control+S. It is saving it using that. Revert to a checkpoint, so you can switch back to another previous checkpoints. You can print them up, and this is also one of the main important use case. So I think this is the most important functionality you have. Actually, you can download the Jupyter notebook in any of this format. So you can actually run the Jupyter notebook. How you can run the Jupyter notebook in Spider if you want. So you have to first of all download it into the .py file. So the by default the notebook extension is .ipynb, that is IPython notebook, and you can download them in py format. You can also download them in notebook format PDF, and these are the functionality HTML and all. So this is how you can open the Jupyter notebook in Spider. If you want to open a Spider notebook in Jupyter, what you can do is just simply copy the complete code from Spider, and you can paste it here. So I've just copied the complete code, and you can paste it in a single cell like this, and then you can run it. So it will get executed like this. So this is how we normally switch between Python and Jupyter, like if you want to run the code on other platforms. The other thing is, like if you can see here, this kernel is being running at present. So this sand timer shows it is being execution. So let it get so like let it run. I will let you know how to like stop that one. So download is complete. These are nothing, close and hold. So shut this kernel and close the window. So you can simply by clicking on saving and yeah, shut this kernel, notebook kernel, and close the window. So you can, if you click here, this will get shut down and it will get closed. So normally what you can do is you can just simply click save here, and you can close it from here too. So that is what we have the options in file. Talking about the other one, we will go to edit. So in edit, all the operations are on cell. For example, this is the cell. I can simply cut this cell. By cut this cell, that cell went off. And what I can do is when I come here, I can simply paste this, paste cell below or paste cell above. So I will say paste cell below. So that cell I have cut it from there, and I have pasted it here. So similar command. So in this, so if you just like brief in Spider, the codes you normally cut the line of the code and you can paste it, but in this you need to do all the operation on cells mainly. You can copy this cell copy cell, and simply you can do it paste cell below. By this you can make a duplicate cell out of it. If I move to the another command, paste cell and replace, so it will simply replace that one. That is, for example, if you want to replace this complete output, so just select this one, and so what it will do, earlier it was pasting above and below, it will replace this command altogether. If you want to delete a cell, for example, if you want to delete this cell, simply come here and delete the cell. The cell will be deleted. You have these options from here also, so saving is here, opening a new notebook, so insert a cell below, you can simply insert from here. You can cut the cells here, so these are the another shortcuts: copy selected cells, paste. This is moving with the cell up and down, so I will just explain them after these. So this is edit. If we go over to edit, so you can split a cell. Split a cell means this is the code. You can see, okay, these two commands in a single cell. The code. You can insert the images here. Okay, you can insert the images from here. This is like being blocked, but you by control it will work. Moving to view, toggle header, toggle toolbar, so cell toolbar. So this is not more of an importance. Show hide the action icon. Menu bar. So by this you can hide things. The other important one is insert now piece of code above it. I will say insert cell above. So you get the cell here. If you want to insert a cell below, below this one, yeah, or you can say if you want to insert a cell, so like I will cut this one. If you want to insert a cell between these, so you will click on insert cell below. This new cell is being created. Regarding the kernel, so coming back to again our loops, what I'm doing here is while one, I can also write, it will also be an infinite loop. Print, I'm writing okay. If I run this one, so this is the infinite loop. First of all, how you will get to know. So how actually this help us out is, how actually this help us out is, sorry, Sorry. So if you see while one print, okay, so first of all, this helps us understanding multiple things. Star mark. This is the first thing. So if a cell is having a star mark, means it is in execution. If a node, so if there is something running, you will have a sandbar here, sand timer. And the third denotation is your this will be a filled up, kernel busy. It is a solid one, otherwise it will be a hollow one. In order to stop now, the sand timer reboot, and you get a number. You will get a cell. So this is the print functionality. Another thing is like if how you can stop it. So this is how you get to know that the particular code is running, is in execution. The other one is so you can restart the kernel again, similar to Spider. So if you think the things are not working, you can restart it. Restart and clear output. So these are restart and run also. It will run all the cells simply. That we have the functionality from here. So restart and run all, or you can simply click here, run. It will also run all the cells. Correct. Moving forward, reconnect. So reconnect to existing kernel, shut down the kernel. You can change a kernel, but normally, so change kernel to Python. It is Python 3 only. So this is with the kernel part. These are with the widgets. That is save notebook widget state, and see these are normally less used altogether. Regarding if you want to know the keyboard shortcuts, go to help, go to keyboard shortcuts. These are all the shortcuts which you have, and you can edit them according to your convenience or requirement. So these are the shortcuts which you have. Control Shift, and if you want to edit, you can click here and you can edit them. I'm closing it up, and this is open the command palette. So you can actually search it like you can search something from here directly. Confirm, restart kernel, and all cells. So this is more with the UI part of Jupyter. It is so in UI it is quite simple, but you don't have multiple panes out of it, like the variable explorer, the online app, those are not present. So any doubt anyone of you have, please feel free to ask. Please unmute your mic or you can write in the chat window.
How to insert images?
Sorry, how to insert?
Images, attachment images.
Okay, images. So okay, this I will tell you. So I'll share it. If you can see, these are the images. I will simply copy image, copy image. Are you getting seeing the functionality of copy?
Okay.
I think you
Just like to copy the image.
Yeah, click on copy image and go to the notebook. Come here, make the cell as markdown and control V, paste it. So I pasted it and press shift enter. Yeah, control V, you will get that address and then press shift enter. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Any more doubt anyone of you have? So I will share the specific tab now. So this was more with the UI of your Jupyter, untitled and all. These are actually the save, insert new cells. So you can insert multiple cells. You can cut the cells. You can just copy selected cells. So actually, okay, there is one more thing. If you want to copy multiple cells, Then what you need to do is simply click here, press shift and down arrow. So you have selected the multiple cells. Press Ctrl C and unselect. So click anywhere, click down where you want to insert and press Ctrl V. Just hold a second. So it is yeah. So what you do, press Ctrl C, select the cell here, press Ctrl V. That is paste cell below. So a cell will be pasted below. So you can select the cells, multiple cells. That is copy cells. Select a cell now here if you want to paste them below it. So paste cells below. These two cells will be pasted below. So this is more with the UI of your Jupyter. What I will now explain is the UI of your Google Colab. Till now, do any one of you have any doubt? Okay, so moving to Google Colab. Okay, so just give me a second. So to open a Google Colab file, what you need to do is, okay, I'm just sharing the screen and then you can see it. Yeah, you are able to see the complete browser now. Yeah. So in order to use Google Colab, open a new tab, write Google Colab here. So actually how, when you need to use Google Colab and what are the various use cases of it. See, Google Colab actually is a much of a research work associated. So by Google, like it is actually a server, a virtual machine which is being provided to you, but that virtual machine only hosts your Jupyter notebooks, that is Python. So in this if you have some restrictions such as you cannot install you're not able to install Anaconda in your laptops, or you don't have enough space. For example, some students do have a 4 GB RAM, or some do have a less RAM or a less space, and then when they come to me that, okay, should we buy a new laptop, I say, okay, you don't have to, because you can run the heavy codes on Google Colab. So Google Colab actually provides you 12 GB of RAM and around 50 GB of hard disk. And actually you can increase your hard disk by connecting your Google Drive with it. So in order to use Google Colab, first of all, you need to write Google Colab on the search window. Click on it. So it will open colab.research.google.com. My email ID is already registered. That is why like I do have these tabs here opened up. So you can create a new notebook from here, or you can open a pre-existing one. So like for example, this is one is, so I opened a pre-existing one. So it is still loading. So this is the complete notebook which I had. It was more with the NLP. So it is, if you can see, it is more of a Jupyter notebook which we had earlier. Correct. So it is a Jupyter notebook which you had. So you don't get a interface of Spider, but of Jupyter. Yeah. So this is the code. When you come here, you click on connect to, so you simply connect it to the service. So Google, it will allocate resources to your particular notebook, and like as it is showing connecting, so it is initializing and it is connected. So if you see here, it is showing you have 12 GB of RAM, and 68 GB of hard disk. So I'm using 1 GB of RAM, and your hard disk space I'm using is 32 GB till now. So in this case also, like, I can just enter a new code, a new, so it will also work by simply adding the codes here, and I will just simply write print, and I will hit hi. Either I can use shift enter, it will work, or I can run on this, click on this one, run cell, then also it will work. So, and these are the various options. You can move the cell up, down, you can perform attachment, you can add a comment, you can just change the settings. So these are the various options, and the same options come here also, like save a copy as a GitHub gist. And so these are the various options you have. Upload a notebook, rename a notebook, move to trash. In edit, you have select all cells. So the same much of the same options. You have in the view a command selector, execute, hide, and insert. You can insert a code cell, text cell, scratch code cell, runtime, run all. So this is the run options which you have. Then comes the tool part. Like these are the, so they might be different keyboard shortcuts. We actually have one more thing. Let me just show you. So from here, these are the various table of content. You can search the codes here. You can replace the things, code snippets, and this is your repository. So by this, actually, your drive will open up. Sample data. So these are the files which I was using, and which I have in my drive. So I have linked my drive with this, and yeah, this is up. So this is you do have, all the options are quite similar to your what we say, the Jupyter.
Gurdeep, where the file will save if we click the save? Because if it's copy means it's going to drive. If we click file save, where it will go?
What you can do is you can download the file.
No, if we have that option, right? Save here, Control S.
Okay. So yeah, if you click save, Control S, see there are two things. First of all, Google Colab have a different. Okay, so I'm hearing my voice back. Okay, so coming back here, if you see, if I press Control S save, so actually it will save the changes. Save the, so whenever, see, there is one more thing. When you run Google Colab, you need to link it with your email ID. Correct. You need to link it with your email ID, and then it will work. And Control S means you are saving the changes. For example, like by chance your Chrome stops, so those things are linked to your email ID. It depends upon you want to link your drive or not. The other thing is, the best thing which I feel is you can download the file from here. So you work here, you download the file here. Correct. That is how it works. And yeah, you can upload the file too.
Can you do it? That how to file save it and download it?
Okay. First, so this is also, you can upload a file to this session. Okay, let me just show you how to download the file. So simply go here and click on this download.ipynb. So you need to provide the functionality, you need to click save. It is downloaded. So you can save the files. So see, the main why we use Google Colab, to be clear, if we cannot use an account on our laptop, can all of you please mute because I'm hearing my voice? Yeah. So why do we use Google Colab? The reason for using Google Colab is when we have some limitation of using Anaconda on our local system. That is, we are not, either we are not able to install it, or whether like whether the program is quite heavy and we are not having sufficient amount of RAM. And these are the use cases when we switch to Google Colab. And the other thing is, when you switch to Google Colab, you can write your code, all the libraries, or you can say all the libraries are present over here too, which you can use, or you can install them. So I've installed a fastest library over here. using it. So you can install the libraries when you have done your work, and when you have the output, you can simply go and you can download the files. Download IPYNB. You can download in the PY format too. So that is how, or you can save a copy in your drive. So when you click here, it will ask you to associate your drive with the Google Colab, and you can simply save it on drive too. Or you can use Google Colab when you cannot carry your system, you need to go to some other place. So you can write your code, the codes which you here are here. You can access them from anywhere around the world. You don't require your system, and it will provide you the computing power, that is the RAM, the hard disk, and the CPU, of course, at the back end. And the codes are also available. It is like much of a functionality which is provided by Google in free. I think the free word, there are multiple TNC with it. That is whether they will be using your data or not, the data which you're uploading. So that is the one thing. So normally the client data, we normally don't put it on Google Drive, Google Colab, because the NDAs are not being signed, that is non-disclosure agreement are not being signed. So we normally don't put up the client project here unless we have a sign up from the client. Yeah, Raghuvinda, you can just ask the question.
Yeah, Pradeep, I have one question. For example, if we have 100 files, consider we created 100 files. Okay, we just click the file save instead of download. So, all the 100 files will be there in system in a number of days. So, can we download at any time?
Yeah, you can download it at any time.
Okay, so if we click the save, that's it. It will be in the system. That is, it will be in cloud. So, whenever we require, we can download it, right?
Correct. So if you
Okay.
see, but I would say if you have that, I think okay, I'm getting the echo. Okay, so main thing is I would, so if you are dependent on Google Colab, I would request you to first of all link your email ID with it, link your drive with it. Then it will be more of a secure because I started with that thing only, and actually you can share it with other people too from here. And the same thing is, so if you don't download it on your system, it will be available there. So for example, if you see, I worked on multiple files, Google Colab. If I click here, these are the old files which I have worked upon sometime. So 25th April 2019, neural networks and all. So these your files will be there, last opened and all. But I would request you to just link up your email ID and drive with it.
This is the question. So whatever you're showing in that one in pop-up, it is from Google Drive, right?
Yeah, that is saved on Google Drive also. Yeah.
If we don't save the copy in Google Drive, if it's just simply save means where the file will be. If we want to open that file, how we can open it if we not download it?
Okay. See how it works is normally Google Colab account which you have is normally associated with your email ID, which you will use to log in. So when you log in, they will ask for your Google ID, email ID. Then they will create your account. So what I think is actually like your emails, your new Google Colab account is being created. So all your work will be saved here if you don't associate your drive to with it. That is my understanding. I would say that you explore this one for it. What is my understanding is your Google Colab account is a new Google, Google. So basically, when you use an email ID, a new Google Colab account has been created for you. So all the notebooks which you have, which you're working upon, they are being saved in the Google Colab account of your email ID. That is how it is working. And normally drive we use it, so if we have the drive, so drive normally we use for reading some heavy data from the drive and saving the result in drive itself. And you can save the code in drive. So if you don't save the code in drives, it will be there in your Google Colab account, which is associated with your email ID. So these codes are not like they are on the drive too, but I think without associating drive also you can access them up. So what you can do is you can create a new Google Colab account, just make 1-2 files here, and then you can just close them up, log out, and then you can come back again and see. Because that understanding which I have, they will be present in your Google Colab account. Like the mails, they don't get deleted up, these codes will also not get deleted up. The main difference is I think you might not get this much of you can say hard disk space. The other thing is, so for example, when you will open a Google Colab, you will be landing on this page, correct? You might land up on this page. So what I would request, so to open a new notebook, you need to click here. So we'll click on new code. So when you click here, these are the cells which have come up. Or you can create a new notebook from here. If you don't want these, you can create a new notebook from here. And first of all, it is connecting to the kernel. That is why it is taking so the main thing is your first execution will take somewhat of a time because it is setting up the connection and all, but after that you will not face an issue. Is it clear?
Yes, Gurdeep. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Raghuvendra. I'm just closing this one. Yeah. So this was with the Google Colab. Now what I will do is, okay, I will make you familiar with one more thing. That is the ideally. Just hold a second. Okay, now I will make you familiar with the ideally part. So what is ideally stands for? So it is you need to write Python here. It will like python.org you can write. So this is the official website of Python. Ideally stands for Integrated Development Learning Environment. So what you can do is, so these are the docs. So this is the Python website. These are the documentation. You can get a documentation that is these are the various versions which are present. If I go back to the home page, this is the repository of from where you can install packages. So you can create your, you can log in, you can create a new account, and you can create the PyPI file and create softwares, which you'll get understanding. The now our next topic will be installing modules. Now installing libraries. So that is the one. So these are the jobs. These are the jobs also being posted up here. Python developer. So this is the location you can search. Community, and this is the Python. So you need to come up here. This is more the description. What you will to do is you need to come up here, downloads, and come on the Windows. So based on your operating system, click select. So if I do Windows, I click here. So this is the Windows one, and from here, these are the various methods why you download. So for download, you get these options. So for example, if I want to download this version, so stable, these are the stable releases. These are the pre-releases, that is beta versions. I would say don't use this one. If you want hassle-free life, please use this. This is 3.8.7. So these are the various versions present: 3.8.6, 3.5, 3.7, and all. So what you can do is, I want you to do this operation. So go to python.org, go to downloads. Based on your Mac, you can click on Mac or you can click on Windows. And in this, these are the various installers. So this is download. This is a Windows embedded package. So 34-bit, it is 32-bit, it is 64-bit. And so what you can do is just, okay. Don't do it from here. You need to do from here. So go to, it is Python. Okay, select this one, Python 3.8.6. These are the basic zip files. So what you need to use is you need to use the executable installer. Don't use embedded zip. So this is for 64-bit. This is for 32-bit. So when you will click here, Windows 32 is basically 64-bit exe installer. When you will click here, it is quite a little program. Like it will get download very fast. So it is only 26 MB. When you will install it, actually it will install a kernel for you. So I will make you familiar with this interface, yeah, environment 2. So I made you familiar with Spider, Jupyter, Google Colab. I will make you familiar with this, so that when you go to the industry, when you work in particular organization, it is hassle-free life for you, whether you get any of the environment. Okay. So what you can do is you can just download this one. Yeah, and then I will just show you its execution. Do anyone of you is facing any issue? So please work on the download part. Please download the file.
Gurdeep, can you let us know which link need to click? Can you show it again?
Sure. So okay, just I'm sharing my screen back again. So what you need to do is go to. So are you on this website now?
Yes. Which link need to click?
Okay, so here go to Windows and then click on this one. So when you will come down, we want a executable installer. These are the Windows installer. So these are the ones which we can use. So I would say, okay, you can use this 3.7.9. Yeah. Come to, so okay, I'm just copying this line. Just search it in the website. 3.9 is the latest version. So these are all the Windows version, Pooja. So if you come up here, then on the basis of your system requirement, like this is 64-bit exe installer. It is a 32-bit. So I think most of the system are 64-bit only. So you can click here. It will actually download a file for you, and then you can install it. Does this work for you? So is the installation going on, download going on for all of you? Are you able to download the file? So if you have any doubt, please let me know. So you need to download this file, you need to install this file, yeah?
So Gurdeep, I put it in chat. So it mentioned 3.9.1. So it is a higher version. So can we download this one?
Yeah, you can download this one. Actually, we will not be using this particular Python.org. So okay, you can download, no issue. Main
So
thing
whether
is,
3.9.1 is higher version compared with 3.7.9.
okay, see, no, you can download 3.9, both will work fine with my use case. So actually, I will just make you familiar with this working, that okay, how normally you run a code in this and how you, because it is normally a simple kernel, 26 MB is simple kernel, whereas Anaconda file is 400 MB. So 26 MB you get a kernel, you need how you can run a script and all. I will just make you familiar with that. We will use Spider and Jupyter only for all the execution. So it will be for a like 30 minutes I need to show you the UI. So everything works fine with me. You can download any which you want.
Gurdeep, Gurdeep, I installed 3.8.6 window executable installer. Is that fine?
Yeah, that is fine, Harvest, no issue. Pandit ji, कोई issue नहीं. I am already using 3.7.5, so yeah, Rishabh, that is also good, no issue. So I would say you can download any basis your requirement. Uh, yeah, Baldev, try this one. That is good to use. Okay, but you are using download Windows x86, so you're telling about the architecture. The 3.9 cannot be used on Windows 7 or earlier. Yeah, so you need to see your. So that is the reason. See, actually, Windows 3.9 is the latest one. That is why I was saying that 3.7 or these versions would be compatible with most of the operating system. But just read the heading that okay whether it will be compatible with your system or not, and then you can download it. What I can do is I can just share the link directly. Cannot be used on the XP earlier. Yeah. Executable installer. Okay. This part actually we will be covering in the next class only, not in today's class. So you can download and install, no issue. So I am sharing the link for this, so I can copy the link. So those who are not able to find out, I am pasting the link in the chat window. Just simply click on this and you will get the exe. Is it working fine? And this is for Windows users. This link will work for Windows users. For Mac, like uh, actually, if you click on the link which I have provided in the chat window, it will straightforward direct the exe file. You don't have to go anywhere. So it is using FTP protocol, that is file transfer protocol. The code do have the file transfer protocol embedded in it, so it will directly download the exe file. Is it working for you all? So you click on the link, you will be able to directly download it. Okay. So what I will do, I would request you always just use this link, click on this link and download the file now and install it. In the next class, I will make you go through this and then we'll start with the installation of modules and libraries. I hope like you all were able to understand all the things which I uh, taught in this particular class. And so thank you all. Take care. Have a happy weekdays going forward and enjoy the weekend too. Thank you. Bye. Take care.